William Murder in the beat. Once again. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another great edition of the Dante's Boxing Nation Show. We're about to get it in, y'all. We're about to go ahead and take some calls. If you guys want to call in and give your final predictions for tomorrow's fight that should be fire, go ahead and call in. I'll have the number on the screen. The number is also in the description box. Let me go ahead and shout out everybody first. Everybody that's filling up that comment section. Let's go ahead and get them shots out. Man, make sure you guys represent your city, represent your state, represent your country, represent your continent, your island, your street, all that. Right over here on DBN Radio, y'all. Yep. So what's going on to my man CSM HBJ Dog, one of my moderators. What's going on, family? Yes, sir. It's going down. It's going down to my, what's that? My man Mahilo or something like that. Mahiko. All right, y'all. Yes, sir, man. It's going down, y'all. Oh, yeah. Also, I'm about to switch the camera in a second, but make sure you guys come check us out at the Box Fan Expo next weekend, the weekend of the Canelo versus Golovkin rematch. Holla at your boy. DBN, we going to be up in there. My man Boxing Ego going to be up in there. I think my man Blue is going to be up in there as well, but we're going to talk to him in a minute. But we're about to get it in, y'all. Once again, Rep Y'all City, we're about to go ahead and get the show started in a minute, guys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the decafs, man. Decafs, man, make sure y'all take a break. I know you're at work right now, and as soon as you see this live feed, you're trying to take a break at work so you can get in that comment section and do what you do best. Troll all day. Go ahead, man. Take that break, man. We need you. We need you to contribute to this nation over here, y'all. Yes, sir. All day. Let's go ahead and get it in, y'all. We about to get it in right now, y'all. Get this show started right now, y'all. All day and day. Let me see what else is in the comment section before we get started. Let me see what else is in the comment. And you know what? Something is wrong with my super chat. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with my super chat, but somebody told me that the option wasn't there. I ain't got no flags or nothing like that, but something is wrong with the super chat. So I don't think anyone could donate right now, and I got to figure out what's wrong with the settings. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and we definitely got to get that taken care of. So anyway, man, let's go ahead and get this show started. I'm going to switch this camera, and we're about to get it in, y'all. Yes, sir. Give me a quick second, y'all, and we're about to go ahead and start the live show. What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another great edition of a Dante's Boxing Nation show. I am your host, Dante, and it's about to go down like a plane crash, as it always does, right here on DBN Live. Anyway, y'all, I'm stoked. As you can tell, man, I'm stoked about this fight. I'm real stoked about this fight tomorrow. We've been talking about it a lot, but first, before I keep going, let me go ahead and introduce my panelists. As always, we got my man who's covering the fight this whole week. He'll be there tomorrow. My man, Blue Blood Sports TV. What's going on, B?
Yo, what's good with you, man? We shaking
all day, man. Chilling, boy. You out there putting that grind in out there, man. That's what's up, man. Well, we gonna talk about all of that right now. Hey, now, Blue, we got to do some predictions, man, because I started off thinking that Sean Porter was gonna win this fight, and then I thought about it later on, and I said, no, you know what? I got Danny Garcia. I'm gonna get my final prediction because I've been going back and forth with this one. But what about you? Have you been going back and forth? I know we talked about it last week, but have you came up with a final prediction yet?
I still haven't, man. Every day, man, it's different. It changed. Today at the weigh-in, I was looking, and I'm like, man, Danny looked real tense in there, man.
Yeah, he looked sucked up.
His teeth. He was clutched up, man.
Yeah,
that could be a mistake against Sean, man.
Yeah, he looked like Beetlejuice up in there, man. He had them rings around his eyes and everything, But yeah. I don't know, man. I'm gonna give my prediction because I've been watching a couple fights today, and I'm gonna give my prediction in a little bit, man. But hey, Blue, once again, man, since you've been out there, since you was out there, you've been covering the fight this whole week. What do you take away from the press conference and the weigh-in?
Man, it was packed, man. It was on fire. Today was standing room only, man. Security had to keep clearing people out, and they wasn't even just clearing out the fans. They was telling fighters they got to sit down, they got to leave, they got to move back. It was packed, man. It was jam packed, man. It was on fire today, man. It was on fire, man.
That is crazy, man. And real quick, I'm gonna let people know because it was a couple cats asking me. They said they was trying to donate. And I don't know what happened to my super chat. It's the option is not there. I don't have no flags or anything like that, but the option is just not there. I don't know if it's because I've been gone so long and what happened, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. But if you guys do want to still support and donate to the channel, you guys can also go to my PayPal, Dante562@gmail. My PayPal is Dante562@gmail. If you guys still want to show that love until I figure out what's going on with my super chat. So yeah, somebody told me the last two shows I didn't even notice that the option was missing. So that's what it is on that. But anyway, getting back into this fight. Also, man, and everybody is there too. Everybody is there, Blue Blood. And what I'm real happy about is I remember about 10 years ago, or I don't know, maybe sooner than that, but about 10 years ago, we only had the venues on the West Coast. All we had was Staples, StubHub. That used to be the Home Depot Center. And those were like really the main type of venues in Las Vegas, right. Mandalay and all that kind of stuff, MGM Grand. But now, it's like since this, what's the name of the damn, Barclays Center. Since the Barclays Center done emerged, I mean, they just taken the sport by storm. The atmosphere is always electric. You know what I'm saying? I love covering the fights out there. And now PBC, they just announced Barclay as their what am I trying to say right now? They just announced the venue as their home venue. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, it's just getting bigger and bigger on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? And it's just good that we can now have fights on the West Coast, or we can have the fights on the East Coast. That's just a good look, man. It's a real good look.
I agree, man.
Yeah. Now, Blue. Now, something else that I seen. Now, you recorded this action. Your boy, the Charlo brothers, man. The Charlo brothers. They got into it with Jarrett Hurd. Boy, I swear to God, boy, I swear they just keep growing on us. They just keep growing on us. I mean, they got a new act every single fight. You know what I'm saying? They got a new performance every single fight leading up to the fight. Hey, talk about that. What happened with that, Blue? You was there. What happened with that situation?
it started off good. First of all, Jared Hurd was he was in he was in the front, in the forefront. The Charlo brothers was in the back. Then they made their way to the front, and they was doing separate interviews. They wasn't. I don't even think they knew each other was there at the moment. And then, like I said, the crowd got so big and so out of control that security started pushing everybody back. They started dividing everybody. So it ended up they pushed us all into an area where the Charlos and Jared Hurd was together. It's like they pushed us all in the corner, right? And when they pushed us in the corner, they started talking. Jamel and Jared Swift Hurd, they started talking, and they was like, yo, Jamel Charlo was like, it's no beef outside the ring, yada yada. He said, yo, listen, man, it's business. He said, yo, but I gotta get that. I need that strap. So people started asking them to take pictures together. So they started posing together, and Jamel Charlo was doing like giving him his back. He was joking around, but he was giving him his back and screwing up his face, like what I'm saying. But he was joking, and Jamal was like, "Yo, I'm a 160 pounder." He said, "Yo," he said, "Y'all know we ain't scared of y'all motherfuckers, and y'all ain't scared of us." So but it was regular talk. Now I don't know what happened in the blink of an eye, man, but somebody in Jared Hurd's team said something, and it went haywire from there, bro. Jamal just started losing it. First, he started losing it, man. For all the people that don't know, Jamal had the mask on.
Yeah.
His hat, that mask was connected to his hat. So, a lot of people thought he had a mask on, but it was all connected. It was all one thing, right? And he started losing. Jamal was trying to keep calm at first. He was trying to keep the peace. Like he was like, "Yo, Jamal, chill." And Errol Spence was just leaning on the gate, man. He was leaning on the gate like nothing was happening, man. This was all taking place right in front of him. He was standing right next to me like nothing was happening, right? And then somebody behind me and Jamal, as you can see on the camera, I was right. Jamal was to the right of me, Errol was to the left. And somebody from Jared Hurd's team behind us started walking through, pushing their way through, and just started yelling like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody needs to shut the fuck up, this, and this. So Jamel was like, what? Because Jamel was originally trying to keep the peace. and he was like, what the fuck you want to do? And the dude turned around. He was like, what? This, and this. And, man, that shit just went haywire real quick, man.
Real quick.
It went from 0 to 100 real quick, man.
Hey, hold
real
on.
Quick.
Hold on, B. Because they were saying the audio was low. I want to ask everybody, how does the audio sound right now? Let me know, guys. How does the audio sound right now? Does it sound too low? Does it sound too high? You guys, let me know how it sounds right now. I want to make sure you guys hearing what we're saying right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dante's Boxing Nation, Blue Blood Sports TV. Yes, sir. Okay, you guys. You saying turn it up? Okay. Yeah, because I turned it up, but now it's starting to sound like it's cracking a little bit, like it's too loud right now. But anyway, yeah, man, so that's pretty much what it is. It's going down, y'all, tomorrow. Danny Garcia versus Porter. I'm about to say Garcia versus Garcia. That'd be a hell of a mirror match. But, yeah. But, hey, we're about to take a call. We're about to take a call in a minute. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and take a call before we start talking about predictions and everything else. Here we go. Let's go and take a call. We got 323. Oh, okay, I know who this is. What's going on, Reggie?
Man, what's happening, Nation? What's happening, Blue Blood?
Reg, you still with you, Reg?
Oh, man, chilling, man. Good to hear you guys going live, man, and covering this fight, man. I love the turnout from what I've been seeing from y'all videos, and this is just a great sign for the PBC boxing. I love that. My prediction, I got Sean pulling this one off. That's just my quick prediction I want to throw out. Sean, with the levels that he fight at, he's not going to stay in the range of being caught by that left hook. When a lot of people getting caught by Danny Garcia, it's at that particular level. And I think Sean can stay inside and below that and out of range. I think he dominates this fight. And
you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. I pretty much agree with you. Hold on, y'all. Let me try to turn up this audio because I'm hearing some you guys saying that the audio is low. Hold on one second. I want to make sure you guys can hear what we're saying. I'm gonna try to turn this up a little louder. But the thing is, it sounds like it's actually too loud on my end. So I don't know. It could be YouTube tripping again as far as I'm concerned because we loud as hell in the studio. I mean, we banging in the studio for real. Let me see here.
Yeah, you know how YouTube do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So y'all said the volume is still low. I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding why the volume is low. But anyway, oh, okay. They say you can hear you say you guys can hear my voice, but you can't hear the callers. Is off. Here, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna turn them up a little louder, but it sounds like it's super loud over here though. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Let me see. All right. Let's see if that helps at all. I turned them up a little bit more. All right, y'all. Let's once again begin. I want to go ahead and talk about my prediction. Now, this is the thing, guys. When it comes to this fight, like I said before. Okay, it's a whole bunch of noise in the background on somebody's yeah, hold on. Okay. Let me go and mute you guys for a second. But once again, guys, when it comes to Garcia versus Porter, when I first picked someone, I picked Sean Porter when the fight was first announced. Later on, I picked Danny Garcia. Now, recently, I went back and I started to watch the fights and everything, and this is the conclusion I came up with. We all know that Sean Porter, he's very good at getting on the inside. Danny Garcia is more of a counterpuncher. Now, Danny Garcia, he has an edge when it comes to power. But when it comes to activity, when it comes to being very, very aggressive, when it comes to aggression, you would have to give the edge to Sean Porter. And with that being said, with Danny trying to counterpunch, because we know that Danny is more of a mid-range hooker. Danny is more of a mid-range hooker, and he's waiting for you to throw a punch so he can try to counter you with those hooks. But the thing is, because Sean Porter has great feints, it's going to be very difficult for Danny Garcia to time Sean Porter with those hooks, the no-look hooks that we call them. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for him to land those. I just can't see if Danny Garcia was reluctant and he was gun shy when he was fighting against Keith Thurman. I feel that he's going to be a little uncomfortable in there with Sean Porter. We never really seen Danny Garcia hold that much, but I expect him to do a lot of holding in this fight. I mean, he's going to have to because Sean is going to be all over him. And if Sean is getting off combinations and Danny, he can't do nothing but hold before he could even get his attack off, then this is going to be somewhat of an overwhelming wave for Sean Porter. You know, only way I really see Danny winning this fight is if he just closes his eyes and he throws a punch, he opens his eyes, and Sean Porter's on the ground and out for the count. You know what I'm saying? So I'm picking Sean Porter to win this fight. I think he's going to outwork and out-hustle Danny Garcia. Blue, anything else you want to say on that prediction?
Yeah, man, I'm in agreement with you 100%, man. Yeah. I agree 100%, man. I think that I was just saying that to somebody at the Barclays Center today. I think that Sean Porter being able to be in his chest and not allowing him to have space. He needs room, like you said, to connect with that left hook, man. And if you in his chest, you know, we saw Lamont Peterson in his chest, and when Lamont Peterson was in his chest, it gave him a lot of trouble. And Lamont Peterson is not nearly as aggressive as Sean Porter.
Absolutely.
And he was gun shy with Lamont Peterson in his chest. Mm-hmm. You know, he wanted Lamont Peterson to give him space. You know, mm-hmm. And I believe it's going to be the same type of situation, man. You know, even if we look back when Amir Khan was in his chest and throwing punches, he was uncomfortable with Amir Khan in his chest. It's just that Amir Khan don't have a chin, and he ended up touching Amir Khan.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. I mean, that's how I see it.
He's a real lazy style.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on.
Yes, I see it the same way.
Okay. So we all in agreement that Sean Porter will most likely win this fight, and coincidentally, Keith Thurman, who beat both of them, he actually slightly picked Sean Porter too. He had a really good, really great unbiased breakdown, and he slightly leaned towards Sean Porter as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what that is. Hold on, y'all. I'm still trying to turn up my audio over here. Give me a quick second, y'all. Microphone check. Let me see over here. Microphone check. Let me see here. One quick second, y'all. I'm trying to turn this audio up a little bit more. Mic check. Okay, yeah. I think the audio. Okay, I know. Okay, that should have brought us up. That should have brought us up right there. Let me see. What you guys? Let me see. What's up?
Yeah.
I have one more quick thing before I want to fall back and listen to the show.
Go ahead.
You think the Premier Boxing League is marinating some drama for tomorrow's fight with Thurman being in attendance and Errol Spence?
Oh no.
Do you see any drama being marinated?
You said any drama?
Yeah, being marinated as far as kind of setting up a build up for these mega fights.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Some mega fights.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I think they're going. I think they gotta let Errol in the ring, man. They gotta build up that fight.
Right.
Okay. No doubt. I mean, once again, man, I've come to the conclusion it's not a coincidence that all of a sudden, you got Sean Porter and Danny Garcia both saying at the same time, we're gonna fight him next. He's the big name, and now all of a sudden they saying that Errol Spence is the big name, and we're gonna fight him next, and it's going down. That tells me that Al Heyman said, I want you guys to fight Errol Spence next. That's what that tells me.
Right.
That tells me that Al Heyman said, look, man, you're going to get paid well. Don't worry about losing. I'm going to bring you back. That's what I think happened in this situation. That's the only thing that logically makes sense. So there's no doubt about it. They're going to definitely probably bring Errol Spence in the ring. That would be a good look. That would be a really, really good look. So everybody is talking about him. That only makes sense. So anyway, man, and once again, I'm proud of Al Heyman. They got that new deal with Fox, on prime time. They just continue to grow and evolve, man, and progress. And it's just a really good look when, once again, Al Heyman, he had been the Floyd Mayweather of the promotional business since he jumped in the game. You know what I mean? Where they kept saying that, he was garbage and they couldn't stand him. He was the cancer. Even though this man had never done one interview, you couldn't judge him by his personality. You couldn't say he was a hypocrite in one of the interviews he did. You know what I'm saying? All you knew was he had a name that sounded like a damn black name. And that's all y'all knew. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's really all they knew. And they took that and they went with it. You know what I'm saying?
And it's so amazing, man, because most people don't even know what he looked like.
Yeah.
They think Sam Watson is Al Heyman.
They think Sam Watson is Al Heyman.
Exactly.
Yeah, they think Sam Watson is Al Heyman. So it's just amazing. A guy who never did one single interview, who doesn't even do quotes in articles, was hated more than a Bob Arum, an Oscar De La Hoya that have contradicted themselves, been in the game for years. You know what I'm saying? And yet Al Heyman was getting hated more than all of them. So we know what time it is at the end of the day, man. We know what time we know what time it is at the end of the day. Yeah. But anyway, let me go ahead and see. And once again, man, I want to thank my decals for calling in, because we had some good decals, some real good, juicy racist ones called in too the other day. You know what I mean? So y'all keep calling in, man, because I'm going to keep exposing you. I want to just say real quick, because the phone lines are starting to fill up. But before I get into that, two decals called in my last show, but dude kept using the N-word over and over, and they got the video flagged. And I really hated that, because I really, really like the conversation that we had. But decaf number 52, you call back in, okay? You make sure you call back in so we can keep that conversation going. It's funny to me, Blue Blood, because I know you get the comment section filled up too, But it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny to me, and I know we could go so many directions in talking about this, but it's funny to me how a decaf can call in, and his idea of calling someone biased is calling out racism. How
Right.
crazy is that, right? I asked,
bizarre, man.
yeah, I asked this guy on the show, what did I say you disagree with? And he started trying to defend, stuff that other people did that was borderline racist or straight racist. He was like, for example, he like, oh yeah, well you remember when that one dude threw a banana at the black dude and called him the N-word? Why did you have to report that? See, you biased, Dante. You biased. Why you got to report stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Or you remember when the dude burned the cross on that dude's yard, on that dude's yard? Why you got to report stuff like that? You love reporting stuff. See, that's what makes you so biased. Listen, if you're gonna have a conversation, man, I want you to tell me or tell Blue or tell anybody else, if you go into their channel, tell us what we said about a fighter in particular, about his style, about, that suggested, implied that we didn't like him personally. Like if you recall me calling somebody gay runner or something that's real personally offended, if you heard me talking about somebody's personal life that really has nothing to do with boxing and doesn't affect the sport of boxing, that's what you call being biased or racially biased, if you will. But we're gonna talk more. We're gonna talk more about that. Like I said, Blue, I know you get the comments all day. I know you get the comments all day. So
you know the ones that really trip me out when they tell me that I'm being racist about towards Anthony Joshua.
Yeah,
I'm not being racist towards him.
They try to stretch the hell out of it. They try to stretch the hell out of it. Yeah, they try to.
It's like they don't even pay attention to what they're saying. Like, how am I being racist towards? I got one dude told me because I don't like dark skin, I don't like light skinned blacks.
Yeah.
I said, they'll reach by any stretch of the imagination, man.
Okay. See, once again, it's amazing. I want you guys to really think about this. Now, we're Americans, right? We're all Americans. We don't really have an alliance with any other country. We are all Americans. So would it look more biased if, let's just say, an American is actually rooting for the American, or not even rooting, but just saying things that are true that happen to make that person look good, but it's actually true stuff? Does that look biased, or does it look more biased if you have an American that is rooting against his own country just because that person from the other country is not black? You see what I'm saying? What looks more biased?
Right.
Only in this country would you get a double standard like that, and we know what it really means. What it really means is you're the one that's actually biased and racist. You know what I'm saying? But you got so comfortable with your racism, they not used to this new media. Because see, before this new media came along, black fighters did not get credit. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather was extremely talented, and he didn't get any type of respect. It wasn't until new media came along that fighters like Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, they started to get the credit that they actually deserve. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what new media is really all about is everybody being created and treated equal in the sport of boxing. If you can stand in front of somebody, dodge a punch, not get hit, and hit them, everybody should be praised for that. You know what I'm saying? Not the person that has the complexion for the protection, and the other one is just looked at as a coward when he does it. You know what I mean? So we just speaking the truth. It's all day and day, man. Nothing but the truth, y'all. That's what it is.
People claim they like the truth, but they really don't want to hear the truth.
No. But they gonna keep hearing it though. And if they dumb enough, to tune in and once again tell their boss that they got to take an early break so they can listen to the show and start typing away, then you're gonna get it. You're gonna get what you looking for. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get that truth. Hey, yo, how the audio sound, guys? Like I said, once again, I want to make sure, because I heard y'all say the audio was good, and I heard somebody say the audio sound low. I want to make sure, y'all getting all this blue magic over here. Let me see what's going on.
Can I add, man? Hey, can I salute y'all on that, man? Because what y'all doing with these platforms and the new media movement, man, you guys are making a huge correction amongst the way fans look at the sport, because it's been it's been injected with, toxic views, opinions through the Larry Merchants, the Dan Rayfields, these other networks, and you guys are correcting that shit. And all it is shocking the system of these folks.
Yeah.
Until they get corrected and they wake up to that shit. But I salute all y'all who do these channels. From a real standpoint. The real is the real, and people can't deny that shit. You can hate on it, but the real is the real.
The truth.
I salute y'all for that shit.
The truth is the truth. The truth is the truth, man. That's what it comes down to. Go ahead, Blue.
And you know what happens, man? All these dudes, man, they complain about old media, and they salute us when it's somebody they don't like. Mm-hmm. But when we keep it 100 with somebody that they like, now we racist. Now we just like old media.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Of course, you can't have it both ways. You can't. Like I said, man, I got to emphasize and reiterate when I make this point. It's so funny because the old media back in the day, once again, black fighters, let's just be realistic. They did not get credit at all, because you had one party basically, which was old media party, and they wouldn't give them the credit. So what happened was you had racist fans. Let's be realistic about this. Racist or biased. Some were straight racist, some were borderline, but they got so comfortable with their bias and their racism that it didn't even seem like it was racism anymore. It seemed like, it's just common. You call a black fighter boring, you call him this, you call him that, you say this. It was just normal for them to say it because everybody basically encouraged it and condoned it. But then when someone came out and said, wait a minute, these fighters should be getting credit. This fighter should be getting this credit. This fighter should be getting this credit. Then, now this sounds like we speak in a different language because they weren't used to it. They're like, whoa. I'm not, what are you doing giving black people credit? That's not what I was used to. That's not what I was taught.
Right.
You know what I mean? That wasn't what I was taught before. So now this sounds strange to them when you say, this Floyd Mayweather guy is actually really talented. He's actually really skilled. Right. This guy, this Andre Ward guy is kind of impressive. They weren't used to hearing that. And they congregate with so many other biased people. Once again, man, you kick it with 100 zombies, eventually your ass is gonna get bit. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna become a damn zombie. That's basically how it works. It's contagious. Right. Decafs are extremely influential and contagious. They throw that red meat out and everybody eat it. Let's go ahead and all day. Let's go ahead and take a call. And once again, man, for everybody just tuning in. Because like I said, it was a couple comments. I don't know what's wrong with my super chat. I'm gonna figure it out after this show. But there's no option for any donations or anything like that. I'm gonna figure it out. But we gonna get this magic out for free today, y'all. All day. We gonna still keep it cracking. Yes, sir. Hey, what's going on, my man Arab King in the comment section? Let me get my man on here. What's going on, AK, Arab King? Ain't heard from you in a minute, family.
What's going on, family? How you doing, Dante? What's up, Blue Boxing TV?
What's goody with you, bro?
All day. That's what's up, man. Hey, so you ready for this fight this weekend, man? What's your thoughts on everything leading up to the fight? Give me your prediction real quick.
Man, I can't wait, but honestly, it's a close fight. I got Sean Porter because I feel like if he has the right plan with the pressure and smother Danny Garcia work and smother his own work, so be it. But he got to do what he got to do, make it ugly. And I feel like if he, with the right game plan, he could win the fight. But if he's trying to show his boxing skills and he's trying to prove a point and outbox Danny Garcia, I feel like, that's when Danny Garcia's skills and counterpunching could come to the table and he could pull the win off. But I got Sean Porter by a close fight, but I feel like he could pull it off in a unanimous decision because if he fights the right game plan.
Yeah, and the thing is, AK, I can't think of any opponent that Danny has ever been in the ring with that resembles Sean Porter's style. That basically has a style similar to Sean Porter. I mean, Lucas Matisse was an aggressive fighter, but Lucas Matisse was more of a thinking type of aggressive fighter. Like, he thought about everything he did before he did it. Sean Porter, he jumps on you and he thinks about it afterwards. You know what I'm saying? And so, what's that? Oh, some loud background noise
Yeah,
on somebody's phone.
Oh,
But,
that's my fault.
you,
I got
it's all good. It's all good, B. But go ahead, AK.
He's an awkward. Yeah, and also he an awkward fighter. You know, he's Matisse is more technical. You know,
There you go.
he's a basic fighter.
Absolutely, more technical. Yeah.
Sean Porter, I feel like he has the edge, but we'll see. You know, hopefully the winner will fight Errol Spence, but you never know.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And just real quick, because in the comment section, somebody has said racism is natural. You notice it's always only one race that usually says something like that. You know what I mean? It's always the person that feels guilty. I always thought that was the dumbest comment when people try to say, "Oh, come on, man, everyone is racist." Come on, man. That's like me telling you. That's like me telling you, "Oh, you know our neighbor." Yeah, it's a cop out, but it's like saying, one of our neighbors actually molested a kid. And you say some stupid stuff like, everybody done thought about molesting a kid. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? If somebody say something you better report his ass, because he out there molesting kids too. You know what I mean? And that's exactly that's exactly what it means when someone says, "Oh, come on, everybody is racist." All you doing is admitting that you one of them. That's all you doing.
Right.
You know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. No, my mama ain't no racist. My grandma ain't no racist. You don't tell me no crazy stuff like that. You know, they got so many damn cop outs. You know, but we gonna keep shining the light on them and exposing them, making them feel uncomfortable. That's what it is, man.
That's the ultimate cop out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like a man telling his wife, "Every man cheats."
Man, it's all day, man. Hey, let's take another.
Hey, I'm gonna follow you in the comment section, Dante.
Okay, all right, Reggie. I'm gonna take another call, man. I'm gonna take another call. Yeah, man. Let's take another call. We'll try to get out of here in about 30 minutes. It ain't gonna be a long overtime type show tonight, but we'll be back. This is just a random live show, but it's about to really go down when we do the radio show this Sunday, when we recap everything. Y'all don't want to miss the radio show, because you never know who's showing up. You never know who's going to pop in the studio. And you guys, once again, can always call in. Let's go ahead and take another call. We got 773. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Hey, this is Melvin Jackson. How you guys doing?
All right. Where you say you from again?
Huh?
Where you say you from again?
I'm from Chicago. This is Melvin Jackson. How you doing, Dante? Welcome home.
Hey,
what's up?
good looking.
What's up, bro? You know me.
Yes, sir, Mel. What's going on with you?
This is my voice. Hey, how you been doing, man?
Taking it easy, bro.
Yeah. Well, what I want to say is, first off, I got Sean Porter also winning tomorrow, and I wanted to ask y'all a question. This is truly like a tournament, like you said, Dante. But I noticed when it comes to guys like Crawford and Spence and stuff, it seems like certain people want to see them fight earlier than expected. And it just seemed like they should clean out the division before they face each other, rather than face each other early and stuff. Kind of build up the fight a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Man, that ain't nothing but process of elimination. It's called the lesser of two evils. You know what I mean? There's two fighters on the coincidental list, and they want to get rid of one of them because they know if they fight each other, at least one of them loses. I mean, this is the reason why. This is the reason why the Olympics is set up the way it is, right? You have the countries that go against each other. You know what I'm saying? So right now, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford are the two best American fighters at the welterweight division right now. And if we're going to build this structured tournament, they should be top seeds on each side of the bracket. You know what I'm saying? And then they meet up. If they beat all their opponents, then they meet up at the top. It's way too premature for that fight to happen. But you notice a lot of people a lot of fans who say they want to see it. You'll notice a lot of those fans have never ever came out to praise any of them though. You know what I'm saying? They've never
Yeah.
really came out
I
to
talked
say,
about them in your comment section.
of course.
I talked about in your comment section and Blue Blood's comment section. You know what somebody said in reply to my comment? They said they was like racist motherfucker. I'm like, what the hell?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, look. Think about this. You guys remember when Floyd Mayweather was fighting, and remember everybody kept saying, "Why don't Floyd Mayweather fight Laura? Why don't he fight Laura?" But when Laura wanted to fight Golovkin, them same fans said, "Oh, he don't have to fight Laura. Laura is boring. Laura is this. Laura is that." You know what I'm saying? When Jamal Charlo first became the #1 mandatory for Gennady Golovkin, I was there covering that fight in New York. I think you was too, Blue. And the crazy thing is, right when he became the #1 contender, I remember some media members turned around to me and they said, "Man, I sure would like to see Jamal Charlo against Danny Jacobs. I sure would like to see him against Andre." I'm like, bro, he just became the #1 contender for Golovkin. They didn't want to see that fight. You see that?
No.
So this goes back to exactly what my caller just said right now. Lesser of two evils. You're going to get out one of them if you put them against each other, and we get to protect our favorite fighter. Leave our favorite fighter alone. Y'all go over there and fight out, and leave our fighter alone. Let him keep his let my guy fight Vanas Monterosian to where we know we gonna get a win. You know what I mean? But
Hey Dante.
Go ahead.
Why y'all so biased, man?
Oh man, the B word.
I just need to ask. So why is y'all so biased? I mean, I can't find a reason why, but why are y'all so biased?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, man? It's like Erislandy Lara with Canelo. It was the same way when he was calling out Canelo. And everybody act like that fight wasn't as close as it was. Everybody sweep it right under the rug. And that fight was just as close as Danny Jacobs was with Triple G.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I
had it a draw.
And once again, wait, let me see somebody kick the Stewie racist out of here. Yeah, I guess there's a racist in the comment section from when I just took a glance at the comment section. Y'all tell him to call in, man. Whenever there's a racist in the comment section, tell him to call in. Have him explain himself. We want to hear. We know what he's going to say. He's going to get over here and say, first of all, my favorite fighter is black. He was Joe Louis, and he going to tell us he got 2 black friends. He going to tell us, that his cousin, uncle's brother's best friend is black. You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead and call in. We'll have that conversation. But once again, tell us what you disagree with. Tell us what you disagree with. Go ahead, man.
Hey, Dante, I'm gonna get off the line so somebody else can get a chance. I just want to say, keep doing what y'all doing. And sorry, hey, how you doing, A-Rab King?
A-Rab still there?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I'm still right there.
Yeah.
I just want to say, hey, I forgot you was on the line.
All right.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, family.
All right, man. I'll catch up with y'all.
Thanks for calling in. Hey, I'm gonna jump to another one real quick. We're gonna get out of here in about 20 more minutes. I'm gonna try to get to as many calls as I can before we shake. But I think this is an international call, so let's go ahead and get into it. This is I think it's the UK. We got 447. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, yo, man, this is Seth. What's up?
I started to say this is either UK or this is my man Seth out in Scotland, right?
Yeah, but I'm in the Netherlands right now. But yeah, my computer, this number come up. Yeah, man, what's up?
You trying to get a piece on Dante's Travel Nation? I see. You all over the place. Yeah, okay.
First, what's up to Blue Blood Sports, man? You do some crazy shit, man. He said,
I gotta give y'all what y'all want.
Yeah, I was watching his video, man. I almost peed my pants. He did that thing. He talked about how Al Heyman was taking over. Man, that shit was hilarious. Man.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I do it. That's what I do for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was like with that. I was like, this shit was some funny shit. No, but for real, I had and Dante, man. Every time I was watching your shit, he be having some nice girl cooking for him. I was like, damn.
That's Dante's Cooking Nation. That's coming soon, man. That's Dante's Cooking Nation right there, man.
Dante ain't playing. No, but I would listen. I had so first I had Sean beating Danny, and then because and I mean I ain't no boxer. I don't know shit about boxing. Then I had thinking Danny might beat Sean just because he do got a chin. But then I started to look at it a little bit more carefully, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think Sean could possibly knock Danny out. I really do.
That's bold.
Wow.
I think
That's bold.
I know that a lot of people. I mean, okay, maybe I'm biased, but I've been listening to
No, that don't mean you biased. But go ahead.
Maybe I'm biased, but like I be trying to listen to each other's trainers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, really, like I don't know, man. Like Sean Porter's dad, I don't really know much about either of the trainers, to be honest with you. But something about Sean Porter's dad, like I don't know. It seemed like if Sean don't come out there and beat Danny's ass, like Kenny's gonna whoop Sean's ass.
Yeah. He's that type of trainer.
No, look, I'm just playing. Look, I think Sean literally has the I think if he catches Danny, I know that they accuse Sean of roughing people up and stuff, but I think if he catches him, I think it hurts Danny. That's just my opinion on it now. But you know,
it's very possible, very possible. And I was trying to get this decaf in the comment section. What is it, Mr. Stewart? But I guess he didn't want to call in. I guess that's the one right there. He didn't want to call in. But
no,
hey,
you know they ain't gonna call in.
No, they ain't gonna call in.
Yo,
They do call in every once in a while, but they just don't call in enough though. I want them to call in every show, but they don't call in enough. We get them every once in a while.
Right.
They may call in on my birthday or something like that, but that's about it. So.
I just wanted to say this though, for real. If people stop throwing bananas at motherfuckers and doing all that stupid shit, then shit would be cool. People wouldn't hurt.
Of course. Like I said, I mean, the problem is, once again, they don't have a problem with the people throwing the bananas. They got a problem with the people that report them. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a problem with the people, with the criminals that's committing the crime and breaking into houses. These type of decafs, they got a problem with the ones that's getting on the phone, calling the police and saying, yeah, I see him. Right. He going in the window right now. You know what I'm saying? They got a problem with that person. And the only reason they have a problem with that person is because they are in alliance with those type of people. That's common sense.
They took the stop snitching and just reversed it, man.
Yeah, and just reversed it. And just reversed it.
Yep.
Man, all day. But no, we're gonna keep exposing it. You cannot say don't talk about this in particular, because this has everything to do with boxing. There's a reason why there's only a certain race or whatever that will say something like, "Hell, come on, man, everyone is racist." If everyone, if it was normal, then everyone would be saying something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it wouldn't be one group of people defending racists. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this too. I've never just flat out went out and defended a racist or something like that. If I see somebody fighting against racism, how do I look protesting against their protest because they're protesting against racism, which goes back to that Colin Kaepernick situation. But it's crazy. Yeah, it's part of life. It's part of life, and the reason why they want to suppress the message, because they want to feel comfortable in their own skin. They want to alleviate the guilt, and that's what it comes down to. Hey, but thanks for the call, though, bro. I'm gonna try to get to another one before we get out of here. All right, Scotland.
All right, man. All right, peace. All right.
Take care, man. All right. So, hey, who else is on that card? Blue?
On which one?
On the Porter card. Who else is on the Garcia Porter card?
We got Porter. Let me step out. We got Charles Martin. Charles Martin making his comeback.
Okay.
Okay. And then we got Ugas.
You said Ugas?
Got Ugas on there. Yeah.
Man, you know what? I'm tripping, man, and that's a damn shame. But I'm forgetting. I remember the name. I'm forgetting who Ugas was. Who was Ugas again?
Yeah, Ugas is the dude that they keep saying that Errol Spence is ducking. He's Errol Spence mandatory right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
He made a name.
Cuban,
He made a
so,
name. Yeah, he made a name calling out Errol Spence. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he got 3 losses, but he's a Southpaw Cuban. He reminds you a lot of Erislandy Lara, but he gets hit a lot, and I just can't see why people think that he could beat Errol Spence, but you know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't see him beating Errol Spence, man. He gets hit with big shots, man.
I mean, man, I'm telling you right now, and I mean, it's good that Errol Spence is most likely going to get the winner of Garcia versus Porter, but I still want to see Spence versus Mikey Garcia. And honestly, I know this is going to sound crazy when I say this, but Mikey Garcia, he might look better in there against Errol Spence than a lot of welterweights. I'm just going to put it like that. I mean, I'm not saying
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with you
because he's extremely technical. I mean, he almost starting to remind me of a little modern day De La Hoya right now. So
you know who he reminds me of, and I always say this, and I tell people this all the time, man, and they think I'm crazy. He's a modern day Juan Manuel Marquez.
That's a good comparison. But he has a way better defense though than Marquez. He has a way better defense.
He has more, and he has more power than Marquez.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a good comparison.
When Marquez moved up to 47, everybody laughed and thought that he was just going to get whitewashed because he looked extra small against Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at him against the other welterweights, and he didn't look that bad. That was a very close fight. He almost beat Timothy Bradley in the end of that fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. No, that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison.
I think he present himself well, but I think versus Errol, I think Errol's on another level, and just his weight wise, and on top of that, his skills. I feel like he knocked Mikey out though in 5 rounds. I mean, I do see Mikey almost beating Lomachenko. I'm 50-50 on that, but if Mikey do move up and fight Errol Spence, that's a no-no. I don't see him pulling that off. I see him probably, if anything, he would give Errol Spence problems early in the fight, but other than that, I just don't see him winning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him winning.
Yeah,
I think that
I don't see him winning.
His technical ability and the way his fighting style, I agree with Dante. He will give a better showing than I think a lot of welterweights, man.
Yeah.
Just off of his style, his technical ability, and he believes in himself.
Mm-hmm.
He don't have no losses. He don't know how to lose. That will be his first loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But once again, and I think his power. I think his power will translate, in the welterweight division.
So who do y'all favor, Mikey Garcia or Lomachenko? Like if they fight.
Now I favor Mikey Garcia.
I favor Mikey Garcia.
Before
I favor Mikey Garcia.
I'll be honest. Before I thought Loma would win the fight easy. Like a long time ago, I thought that. But now after watching Loma, jump up and weight and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and not only that, but the confidence, the level of confidence that Loma has, which is a low level of confidence against Mikey, that tells me something as well. So, yeah.
And not to mention how, Loma won the fight, but Jorge Linares put up a hell of a showing, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. A hell of a showing.
And he dropped him with a flash knockdown that Mikey might have knocked him out with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Linares wasn't the best. Linares wasn't. One thing that Linares did that a lot of fighters didn't do is Linares did not freeze up. A lot of fighters, they freeze up with Lomachenko. He overwhelms you with the angles and the speed. But with Linares, he punched with Lomachenko. And there was times when when it looked like he had more speed. Not only was he bigger, but it looked like he was faster than Lomachenko. So, and the thing with Mikey Garcia, I would say this. Mikey is not that much of an inside fighter, but he's extremely accurate when he sets up that jab and that right hand. Extremely accurate, because...
Not to mention what Lomo did to Jorge Linares. We've seen that done before.
Yeah.
But he still put up a hell of a fight against Lomachenko.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again,
and I don't think Loma is in a rush to fight Mikey either. He he not calling him out the way he calling out Chenko or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's Bob M.
No, it's
I
not
don't believe
about.
that he wants that fight.
No, once again, if he wanted to fight, he would have got on Instagram just like he did for Javante. You know what I mean? That tells you
Right.
everything. If he personally wanted it. So, yeah, we can't say it's Bob protecting him. You know, hey, let's try to take another call. The phone lines are flooded right now. So let's try to take another call. What we got? We got 404. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, how you doing, Dante Blue? Hey, this Q from Stone Mountain, brother.
Stone Mountain, what up? What's good?
Salute to you.
What's good, Q?
Hey, yeah, man. So, I also noticed that I've seen the article, just a couple of things, because we don't cover so much this short time. I've seen the article, saying that, hey, that, the WBC, Marcel, Silverman, he said that whoever won this fight will have 2 mandatory defenses. And he said one would possibly be Thurman if he so chooses to come back and want it immediately. So, and I know you, and I keep hearing both Porter and Garcia saying, "Hey, if the money's right, if the money I won't spend,
Yeah.
but if the money's right." So I'm starting to think that I don't think that's going to actually be their next fight. That's just me personally. So I think for whatever reason, whoever wins, I don't think Spence could be their next fight.
Well,
Also, oh, go ahead. I mean, cut you off.
no, just real quick, just to counter to what you just said. When Kenny got on the show, I went back and listened to what he said, and it sounded to me like, because he kept saying what you guys is thinking is going to happen is most likely going to happen, and he kept saying that, and he kept saying that he wants to fight. That's the big name. Once again, the way Kenny put it and the way Danny Garcia put it, it sounds to me once again like it's already been talked about and discussed that this is what Al Heyman wants. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying that's just my personal assessment, on the situation. That's the way I see it.
I agree.
So
I agree 100%, man. I went back and listened to it too, and another thing I caught about that is that Kenny said he said the next fight is already set.
Yeah, that's it. See,
Yeah.
Exactly. And before Kenny never talked like that. Kenny never talked like that about Errol Spence. So if you get Kenny talking like that, it must be set. It must be set in motion.
Right.
It must be set. So
I feel like if it's up to the fighters, they wouldn't fight Errol Spence next. But it's just because they pressure to. So hey, why not go out and say in public?
Exactly. Like I just said, that's why I say it was Al Heyman. And it wasn't, I don't believe they just woke up one day and said, you know what, I believe I'm the greatest. Let me go ahead and go after Errol Spence. I don't believe that was the case. So.
I would say this though. When I talked to Sean, man, and me and him talked off the record for a good hour, man, and I believe he wants that fight, man.
Yeah, he may.
I believe that. I just saw it in his eyes. He wants that fight with Errol Spence, man, and I don't know whether it's the pressure or I don't know whether, he just, the outside, the business of it just didn't have him thinking that he could get that fight. But when I was talking to him just one-on-one, me and him in the back, man, the feeling I got, you could tell. I could tell, when Danny kind of told me, he said he could take it or leave it, in other words, was what Danny, the feeling I got from Danny. But with Sean, when I talked to Sean one-on-one, it's just me and him, man, the feeling I got was that, listen, if you guys believe that dude is the best, and everybody thinks that dude is the best, and he's now the boogeyman of this division, I want that action.
And too, Blue, also you got to think about the fact that sometimes when you are backed into a corner, that motivates you even more, though. Like, oh, okay, y'all going to force me to fight him? Okay, well, it's going to be what it's going to be then. And all of a sudden, that happens too. I mean, we've seen this happen.
And not to mention, man, sometimes you just don't want to back certain people up into a corner like that.
Yeah,
man.
That's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
It's backfired on a lot of people. I mean, Tommy Hearns called out Sugar Ray Leonard for a long ass time, and we seen how that turned out.
Everybody said that Sugar Ray Leonard was ducking him.
Yeah,
didn't want that action.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man. That's
and then my next point, because the dude in the comment section, two more points. Hey, And as far as Crawford, he did sign that deal to extend it. I do think him and Spence eventually fights because that's the most money that he can possibly make as far as a welterweight, because Benavidez, he's going to just slaughter him. That's not even going to be competitive.
Yeah.
Because the one person I do know Benavidez had fought was like what's his name, Herrera or whatever, and I think Herrera had beat him then when they fought. So, and everything ever since then, he's only fought bums as far as I'm concerned. He didn't fought anybody, so that's not even competitive. I really do hope that he don't fall into the same thing that happened with Timothy Bradley. Of hey, you got a good bunch of good welterweights on the PBC side, but you can't get to them because Bob Arum much rather keep fighting, putting you against people that he can actually get. So I think that he will fight Spence, but I'm not too sure that he would ever get to Porter and Garcia or any other welterweight as far as PBC side, just because I think as far as money wise, it just won't work, especially now that how you gonna split it up when Fox has to do this many shows and Showtime still has to do this many shows, and then Bob will have to split that with ESPN. So I think him and Spence will fight, but I don't think as many the other welterweights they will fight.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, man, I just hope that they're going to, I mean, because with Mikey Garcia once again calling out Errol Spence, I think that also gave fighters more confidence to take the fight. I mean, at the end of the day, man, if these guys really want to make the fights happen, they can make the fights happen. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. We'll see. I got a little distracted. I took a look at the comment section, and I was looking at the calls right now. But
right, and then the racist guy in the session, like I told him, hey man, as far as the racism, you have Deontay Wilder. I don't know why people keep thinking he's ducking anybody for whatever reason.
That's not even a conversation.
Went to Ireland.
Go ahead.
Right,
go ahead,
Deontay Wilder went to Ireland, got beer thrown on him, got called all types of names, held his head up high or whatever, challenged the lineal champion who was never beaten, and you think he ducking AJ for whatever reason, and then the guy said, well, no, the fight hasn't been announced. Truth be told, if you look at Deontay Wilder, he said even this morning, like at 5 this morning, he said, hey, the announcement coming soon. And this was like at 5 this morning, he was like, I'm shadow boxing. So man, miss me with the bull about racism. He's scared. Come on.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for the time, bro.
I mean, we know what time it is at the end of the day. I mean, that ain't even worth discussing. I mean, once again, it's like you trying to tell me that the cops didn't beat Rodney King. We looking at it on tape. You know what I'm saying? So it's too much evidence. We already know. We know that Eddie Hearn himself, at least when it comes to Eddie Hearn versus Anthony Joshua, we know Eddie Hearn himself and Anthony Joshua, they admitted that they offered the man a contract where he had to fight someone else first before he even fights against Anthony Joshua. Who puts that in the contract? Who puts that in the contract?
Right.
I've never, in the history of boxing, I've never seen it done before. So, and me personally, I think it's more of, and I know I'm in the minority, but I think it's more of Anthony Joshua. I think it's more of Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua never came out and completely opposed what Eddie Hearn said and told the public. It's similar to the Bob Arum and Lomachenko situation. He never came out and said, I aggressively want this fight. I want this fight. Hold me back, Eddie. Hold me back, Eddie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's never been like that. So, I think Anthony Joshua has a lot of respect for Deontay Wilder. But speaking of Anthony Joshua.
So, one question before I get off the phone, bro. Hey, am I in the minority on this? Kell Brook now saying he's going to go back down to 147 to fight
Amir Khan.
Khan.
I was just about to talk about Amir Khan.
And I'm thinking, how does that make any sense when you said the reason why you lost because you couldn't make 47? It was a struggle to fight at 47. That's why you went to 54. So doesn't that negate how everybody's saying, well, hey, had he not been so weight draining, you could beat Spence?
Yeah, it's a
well, the thing I'm gonna say the point of that is the whole thing is money. It's a money grab. He want to fight Amir Khan right now for a money grab. He ain't looking to fight nobody else at 47. Only Amir Khan, and that's only due to the fact that Amir Khan is so much of a coward that he ain't gonna take it no other way but to try to weight drain Kell Brook because he know that Kell Brook already said that it was tough for him to make 147. So now Amir Khan is trying to weight drain, have every advantage over Kell Brook as possible. What he didn't realize is that Kell Brook is still going to chase his ass down to 47 to try to get that work because he's just going to rehydrate overnight. Because Amir Khan don't pack the power that Errol Spence pack. So even if he weight drain himself and rehydrate back up to his weight, he know he'll be all right. Only thing he got to deal with is Khan's speed, and he know all he got to do is land. All he got to do is land one.
Yeah.
So he don't even have to worry about being a weight drain and using up all his energy because he ain't got to throw punches and bunches. All he got to do is keep walking Khan down until he catches him. But he got to.
Go ahead, Blue.
He don't got to worry about exuding a whole lot of energy, and worry about being weight drained, and he may be tired and stick around. He don't got to worry about that because he don't got to exert too much energy. All he got to do is walk. Khan is going to come to him. Khan, just like Canelo. You saw the demeanor that Canelo had. Canelo was losing that fight, but he just took one.
And on top of that, just to add on top of that, we already know that when you lose, especially, if you have a lot of pride, you got to have some type of excuse to make you feel better about the loss. And it was clear to me, it was a clear excuse when he said that he was drained and he had to move up to 154. But like you said, now, it's confirmed that was made up. I don't think it's just the money. I think, once again, he truly felt, he was going to stick with that. He didn't want to be pressured into having to fight Errol Spence in a rematch, and then there's a lot of tough killers at the welterweight division. But now you have a softer touch like Amir Khan, and it makes more sense. You don't have to fight the Keith Thurmans. You don't have to fight Errol Spence again. You don't have to fight Terrence Crawford. You just get glass jaw, the man that doesn't have the greatest chin, Amir Khan. And speaking of Amir Khan, he does have a fight this weekend against Samuel Vargas. So we'll see how he looks in that fight. And I guess after that fight, that's probably the fight they're building up, is Amir Khan versus Kell Brook.
I could see him getting cooked in that fight.
In the Sam Vargas fight? Yeah.
It's possible Amir Khan.
That's what makes Amir Khan fights exciting, man, because he either gonna knock somebody out, he gonna dazzle, or he gonna get knocked out and he gonna be in a highlight. He gonna be in another highlight reel, So that's.
I don't think Khan gonna end up fighting Kell Brook though at the end. Like he never wanted that fight and he would never take it. I just don't see it. The way he talks, like even in the interview, he says, "Oh, Kell Brook, I don't know why he want to move down to 147 because he gonna drain himself. So if you know that, why you want to fight him on 147? You want to?
That's exactly why he did it.
Yeah, so, but still, I don't even think you want to fight him weight drains. He sparred him before, and I don't know what happened in the sparring, but probably Kell Brook got the better of him. So, I don't know, but I don't think he will ever take that Kell Brook fight, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah,
and can you repost that Charlo video? Because, man, like, by the time I clicked on it, it had already been taken off.
Oh, no, I had.
That Charlo ain't heard.
I took it down, but I put it back up though. And Blue has it as well though. And Blue has it as well. Yeah, I got it. Matter of fact, I got it from Blue. So but yeah, I took it down because of the title. The title it got flagged. So yeah, that's what that was.
Oh, they flagged you?
Well, yeah, not a flag, but the like not suitable, and you got to put in the request and all that kind of stuff.
YouTube.
So, So I just took it down just because of the title. But I thought I put it back up. But anyway, let me go ahead and what was I about to say something else real quick. So we got the Amir Khan versus Samuel Vargas fight as well. And okay, let me jump into another call. Once again, we winding down, guys. We winding down. Once again, Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter going down tomorrow. We already did our predictions. Everybody on the panel is picking Sean Porter. If you guys if anyone is picking Danny Garcia, I would love to hear what you got to say. Call us up and let me know why you're picking Danny Garcia and how you see the fight playing out. Let's take another call. Let me see. Is this 409? We got 409. Is that the same guy? 409. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, this E Blunt from Texas.
Okay, you said E Blunt? You said E Blunt?
E Black.
Oh, E Black. All right. From Texas. What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Man, I'm on that Danny Garcia tip, right?
Okay.
Nah, man, this whole show got me frustrated, right? How many losses? How many losses do Porter have?
He has one. He has one, right?
No, he lost to Keith Thurman and he lost to Kell Brook.
I forgot about the Kell
Now,
Brook loss.
how-
I forgot about
now-
the Kell Brook loss. Yeah.
How tall is Kell Brook is 5'9".
Uh huh.
Danny Garcia is 5'9".
Uh huh.
They both the same size. I've been trying to tell people, all it takes to break Porter down is good grip game, a good left hook, a good straight up game.
Well, let me just stop you right there, man.
Yeah,
They're not the same size.
I got something.
Wait.
I got
Kell
something to
Brook-
say about
Kell
it too.
Brook
But
is
go
the
ahead.
same
Go ahead.
size as Danny. Wait a second. Kell Brook is the same size as Danny Garcia.
They about.
No, sir.
I think Kell is a little bit shorter actually. Is Kell? I think Kell. I think Kell is.
They're about the same height, but Kell Brook is much bigger, man. Much bigger.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Wait, what?
But hold.
And I remember you guys saying earlier who did Danny fight that was kind of like Porter, and I was telling people, and I was saying this:
Matisse.
Brandon Rios,
Brandon Rios.
inside game.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
No.
Look,
Brandon Rios is not athletic, but Brandon Rios is not athletic though. Sean Porter is
And
athletic.
Brandon Rios has
Okay.
zero defense. He
Yeah.
blocks
Okay,
with his
zero-
face.
But look at the
And
fight.
no head
Look
movement.
at the fight. You gotta look at the fight. Go at the time that Brandon Rios had Danny Garcia against the ropes. What did Danny react to? He rolled the punches. He handled the pressure, and he got up out of there, just
But-
like
but
Thurman
see-
did.
But see, Rios don't.
See, this is
Let me-
this is
He
boxing.
don't.
We
He don't bully you on the ropes. He don't push you. He don't use his forearms like.
But he didn't
you know,
do that
Sean
against
Porter
Kell
do.
Brook, who was he didn't do that.
No, he
Let me-
tried. Kell Brook held him. Kell Brook held him.
Yeah. Kell
Right.
Brook.
Yeah.
Kell Brook just tied him up.
So there's a game plan.
Hold on. Real quick. Let me say something. I'm gonna let you finish. I want to go back to the height you were talking about. I think because of Sean Porter's style, and because of Danny Garcia's height, I think that's actual more beneficial for Sean Porter. He can get lower because see, Danny Garcia, what he likes to do is he likes to try to set you up, and he'll try to do that no-look counter, beautiful hook that he throws. Sometimes he throws it to the head, sometimes he throws it to the body, and he's very effective with it. But with Sean Porter, he's not going to really be able to throw it to the body because Sean is already shorter. Sean's going to be coming in lower. You know, he's going to be doing a lot of bobbing and weaving. So the only way he's going to be able to have a chance of landing that is up top. But once again, the comparison to Brandon Rios is kind of night and day because, like I said, if we compare in defense, Brandon Rios doesn't have defense. If we're talking about
I'm not.
no, well, let me finish real quick. If we're talking about speed, Brandon Rios doesn't have speed. If we're talking about athleticism, Brandon Rios doesn't have athleticism. Brandon Rios is just a come forward fighter. You hit me 5 times, I hit you 6 times. You know, that's the type of fighter that he is. Sean Porter is bobbing and weaving. He's doing stutter steps. He's feinting. You know, 1 minute he'll be all over you. The next minute he'll get on his toes and hit you with a perfect jab. So, I mean, he's doing a lot of different things in there. Brandon Rios is far more predictable compared to a Sean Porter. So, you know.
On top of that,
and I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, and I'm not insinuating they're both not the same fighter. What I'm saying is that if you talk about how Danny Garcia will handle the pressure on the ropes, go to the Brandon Rios fight. Watch the times that he was pressured on the ropes, and that's how he will handle Sean Porter.
But see, the thing is, the last time Danny Garcia fought an awkward fighter, to me was Herrera, and Herrera didn't have a lot of power.
Good point, AK.
I had Herrera winning. So, and we know Porter, he awkward, and when you awkward, you throw the other person timing away. You know, you throw them off. Even if they try to time you, if you're awkward, it's hard to time a person that's awkward. So that's why Danny had a problem with Herrera, and I feel like the same reason gonna occur again Saturday night because Sean Porter is awkward also. but he could hit, and he got athleticism on top of that.
Mm-hmm. And there was somebody in the comment section. There was somebody in the comment section that said, call or stand your ground. If you got Danny Garcia, that's it. You know, like, don't change your pick. And I want people to understand, we're not trying to convince you to change your pick. This is all boxing talk. So I want to just say to the fans, we're just talking boxing. That's all it is. It's nothing personal. Yeah. We just talking about the flaws and the strengths and basically drawing the contrast between all these different fighters. That's really all it is. So go ahead, guys.
Yeah, and I have no problem with standing with my fighter. I'm gonna call in and get my issue if he lose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this fight is really as close as people really think. I really don't think people understand how Sean Porter really lost to Kell Brook, who was a taller guy, who had a game plan, and then the commonality of Brandon Rios and other.
Hold on, real quick,
fighters,
bro. Real quick. I'm sorry. 1 second. J-Dog, put your area code in the comment section, J-Dog, so I can get you on. Go ahead, bro. You can keep going.
I don't think how people understand it, how Danny Garcia handles pressure, and he's shown it in way more fights. He can box you around. He can do a lot of little different things. Mm-hmm. This fight really isn't as close as you guys think.
Oh, you don't even think it's close?
Really,
wow. You don't even think it's close?
It's that close.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think it's that. And then another thing, like how you said, how he's not gonna be able to throw his hook the same way.
Not to the body. I said not to the body. He'll have a hard time throwing it to the body.
Yeah, but Danny Garcia has a tendency to lower his left hand, lower his left shoulder. So his hook is gonna be right at the eye level. Because
but on top of that, though, you got to think about it the other way. You know, Danny Garcia, he fought Rios, but Rios, you know, not too long ago, Bradley, stopped him with a body shot. And I don't think Danny Garcia looked that great versus Rios. Rios kind of looked
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, you beat me too.
So if you look at Sean Porter, you know, he's way better fighter than Rios, and, you know, he coming off wins, not losses, you know, and he's confident, and he's been winning this fight. So you got to look at it from both ways when you're judging fights and studying fights. So
but how did you think he handled the pressure, though? How did you think he handled?
I thought Danny looked uncomfortable in that fight. That was the reason why when I first did my prediction. That's why I thought Sean would win decisively, because I thought he surprisingly looked uncomfortable in the Brandon Rios fight. That was supposed to be a super easy fight. You know, that was supposed to be like a typical great counterpuncher going up against a one-dimensional fighter who has no defense. You know how those fights usually turn out. You know, usually it's a one-sided fight, and it's easy. And usually the counterpuncher don't even get touched. But
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, it was like that. It looked like Ali Frazier. That fight looked like Ali Frazier, and it wasn't supposed to look like Ali Frazier. You know?
Yeah, he struggled with Brandon Rios in the beginning of that fight.
He did. He was uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable with the pressure. And Brandon Rios is extremely slow. The complete opposite of Sean Porter when it comes to speed and unpredictability. So, hey, but let's try to take another.
I'm telling you. All I'm gonna say is just watch that fight again. There's a difference between being uncomfortable and riding with the punches. That's all.
Not to mention.
Riding with the punches.
All right, hey, thanks for your call, bro. Good breakdown. Take care, man.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed evening.
You too. All right, man.
You too, man. Hey, Dante. Not to mention, Brandon Rios never really got acclimated to the 147-pound division.
That's another good point.
That's true too. Yeah.
Hey, Blue. Hey, Blue, I want to bring in one of my moderators, my man, J-Dog. What's going on, J-Dog?
Man, what's up, Dante? What's up, Blue Blood? Hey, Ralph.
J-Dog. What's shaking?
Man, chilling, man. I got Danny, man. I got Danny, and both of them, neither one of them to me look good in their last fight.
Yeah,
because Adrian Granados wasn't acclimated to 147 either.
Mm-hmm.
And he was giving Sean hell. Sean wasn't backing him up like that. Sean wasn't teeing off on Granados at will. Matter of fact, in my opinion, Granados hurt Sean in that fight more than Sean hurt Granados. Plus, Sean coming off a hand injury. And nobody's talking about that. You know, is he gonna be reluctant to throw that right hand? Does he re-injure that right hand? Sean's tendency is to come in with his head down, not looking at where he going. He just going straight in. So I can see if Danny go ahead, take a slight step back, catch Sean with a couple uppercuts. I can see Sean kind of getting a little reluctant coming in. Danny has more problems with boxers than he do brawlers. You know,
but
honestly, I could care less who really win the fight as long as they see Spence. But in my opinion, I think that Danny's timing will be superior, and he will catch Sean multiple times coming in. Not to mention he got power in both hands.
But and that's
Sean also.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was about to say, Sean also. You know, I love Sean, but he don't win the big fight. He don't. He don't win the big fight. He's not the guy that gets over the hump. You know. Plus, Danny Garcia is very difficult. I mean, he's Canelo 2.0 to beat on the scorecard.
Well,
you know, what you gonna say?
No, I was about to say, I agree with you when it comes to Danny having a chance of knocking out Sean Porter. I believe that's the way he would knock out Sean Porter, is once again perfectly timing Sean Porter coming in. And I've seen someone in the comment section say that Danny has a good chin. They both have a great chin. In fact,
they both have a good chin.
Yeah, Keith Thurman. In fact, Keith Thurman, he gave the chin edge to Sean Porter, because he said with Sean Porter, he had to hit him as hard as he could just to try to keep him off of him. And you know, so yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, Danny has got caught with some good shots, but I mean, if we see him get caught with some consecutive shots, that's when I'll really know he has a good chin. But
yeah, and not to mention, I want to just say this too, man. You know, a lot of people are bringing up the fact of the left hook, but you got to remember, and people bring up Adrian Broner catching Sean Porter with the left hook, but you got to keep in mind that wasn't the focal point. Adrian Broner's left hook wasn't the focal point. Danny Garcia's left hook is the focal point. That's the game plan, is to stay away from that left hook. Adrian Broner caught him with that flash left hook, and that wasn't the focal point. That was a punch he didn't see, because the bottom line was, let's be frank, he wasn't worried about that punch.
Yeah. And see, on top of that, Keith Thurman caught Sean Porter with a left hook too, and he hurt him, but he recovered quick. And Thurman caught him with big shots, and Sean Porter was able to take the shots. And I think Thurman is a hard hitter. He's a harder hitter than Danny Garcia. I feel like both fighters got good chins. I just feel like if Sean Porter gonna hurt Danny Garcia, is gonna be to the body. I think Lamont Peterson hurt Danny to the body, and that's how you break Danny down. I feel like he got a great chin. You know, he got caught by Matisse himself, and he took some shots well. But if you're gonna break Danny Garcia down, it's got to be to the body. And Sean Porter the same way. I feel like they both got great chins. They're gonna have to break each other down in order to get the knockout. Good stuff.
Let's take another call.
I don't.
Go ahead, Jay.
I was gonna say I don't think that Danny's gonna use that left as much as we believe. I honestly believe it's gonna be the uppercut and the straight right that's gonna do Sean. And I don't think that Danny's gonna knock him out. I think Danny might drop him, and if he drops Sean, he gonna get the card.
That's possible.
That's possible. Let me tell you something. Danny Garcia. See, you got to remember, the punch that hurts you the most is the one you don't see, and you need speed to do so. You know, you got to remember, Danny Garcia is a flat-footed fighter, and he's very televised. So if he goes to reach for uppercuts while in the inside with Sean, you know, a lot of that's going to get smothered. He's going to get frustrated. He's not going to get those punches off, man.
Yeah.
And he could, you know, even Andre Berto, man. Andre Berto got a great uppercut.
Yes, he does.
Andre Berto, and he couldn't land it because Sean smothered their work.
Smothered the work.
Frustrated him.
Great point.
And it's smothered, So.
Hey, let's take another call. Guys. Let me see. Okay, we got 708. What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Hey, what's good, Dante? This is Rico Wade calling out of San Diego, California.
What's going on, Rico?
Oh, nothing much, man. Great show. Now, first, I would like to address, It's a lot of.
Hey, turn your audio down in the back. We hearing the show in the background.
Yeah, I would like to say first, like, what's people talk about being biased? I think everybody's biased, man. Just your own thoughts, the way you come up, everything. You're biased towards something. Like so I don't know what people are talking about being biased. So on to the fight.
You beat me to it. I'm gonna add on that later on, but keep going.
Yeah, on to the fight. So I'll tell you my bias. I want Sean Porter to win. You know why? Because I'm black and I identify with him, and I think he's a good fighter. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, when I look at the skills and what they both bring to the table, I would not put money on Sean Porter. I think Danny Garcia is going to win, just like the last caller was saying. Mm-hmm. I think that Sean Porter, he does make his fights harder than they need to be, man. He does smother his own punches, and I think Danny, he's very calm. He's very calm for the most part. I know with that Lamont Peterson fight towards the end, Lamont was definitely getting to Danny Garcia, but Danny Garcia has a calmness to him. His timing is excellent. I think he hits much harder than Sean Porter, and Sean Porter he's not accurate with his punches. For the most part, only time he had any accuracy was with Paulie Malignaggi. And Paulie Malignaggi, I think he's a good commentator, great commentator, but he's overrated as far.
You talking about as far as his skills, in the ring?
As far as just his level,
Oh,
I mean, he's somewhat slick. He can't have no punching power.
Yeah, he wasn't never the best boxer. But yeah.
Absolutely. And Sean Porter did steamroll. I didn't expect that to happen, but I just don't think, like the last caller said, man, every time when Sean steps up to the elite level, he loses.
I mean, but they were close losses though. Both of the losses were close.
Absolutely.
It wasn't like he was exposed as an overrated fighter. They were like razor sharp. Both of those fights could have went either way. But let me just say something real quick because I want to add on to what you said earlier. Not to cut you off, but when you talk about everybody having a little bit of bias. I meant to touch on this earlier. It's pretty funny because if you think about it, yes, all of us, when you go to the Olympics, when we go to the Olympics, we represent America, right? You represent the American team. That's bias, right? So, so everyone is biased, but there's a difference from being biased and being racially biased, or not even racially biased, but just racist. Period. The funny thing with the black experience, if you will, is if we see a Mexican fan from Mexico rooting for the Mexican fighter, we're not going to be mad at him. We're not going to say, oh, man, you're so biased. You're biased. We're not going to say that. If we see the Filipino fans rooting for the Filipino, if you see the Polish boxer rooting for the Polish boxer, no one ever, looks down at them for rooting for their own country. It's only when black people do it because the people that are also in this country sharing it with us, they're rooting against black people. So they're so used to being racist that it bothers them that even an American would root for the American, which happens to be a black guy. Now, do you really think if the majority of American do you think if Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, if they were all white, do you really think that fans would be getting they would be getting slack for rooting for them as good as they are when they're universally recognized as pound for pound some of the best fighters in the world? You know what I mean? So
not at all.
Food, a whole lot of food, a buffet of food for thought is all. I just want to throw that in there. Go ahead, man. If you wanted to finish your point, if you remember. Go ahead. Go ahead, Blue.
Before you say that, let me say this to him, man. You see, you said like Sean Porter stepped up and he lost his big fight. Well, you got to remember, Danny Garcia got a lot of gifts with fighting that wasn't even big fights. So those fights, the Rob Salva fight should have went the opposite way. That Lamont Peterson fight could have went the opposite way. So we could say the same thing. It's just a matter of the judges. So we can't say that over Sean Porter. Every time he stepped up, he lost all his big fights. Because we could say the same thing with Danny Garcia.
Yeah, Yeah,
I mean, he stepped up to Keith Thurman and he lost. You know,
absolutely.
He had a couple of surprise wins. The Matisse win, but and he was the underdog in that fight with Amir Khan, and you know we know the situation with Amir Khan.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you look at the Lamont Peterson fight, I had Lamont Peterson winning that fight.
I did too.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
If you look at and if you look at the Rod Salsa fight, we know what happened with that fight.
Absolutely.
But that's why I picked Danny though, because of that reason right there, Blue.
It's a close enough fight.
He was supposed to lose. Fights that he was supposed to lose. For some reason, he liked Canelo. He's gonna get that decision for some reason.
But,
I don't know if it's A-side tactics or what.
Yeah, and I mean because we seen what happened with Canelo. The one judge had him wiping out Floyd Mayweather. We know that wasn't the damn case. And the last fight with Triple G. We saw that, so you know.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. I think Danny Garcia. Since he's Puerto Rican or Hispanic or whatever, I think he's a little more marketable, and I think that he would benefit more from a close decision. That's what I like. I think if they were to give it to somebody, I think he would get it, just because I think Sean might be a little more expendable than
Very possible. Very possible.
That's a great
Lamont
point.
Peterson, he came on a little too late. I think he had a great game plan, but he just can't. To me, in my opinion, I think he just came on a little too late.
And I don't know, man.
That's a great point.
Very good point. And I'm just, the more I'm thinking of this fight, I'm starting to think it's not going to be as close as like the Porter Thurman fight was. I mean, because once again, Danny Garcia, he needs space. He needs space to land his hooks. He's a mid-range hooker. He's not an inside fighter. Sean is going to be all over him. I've never seen Danny fight on the inside, if you will. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very, very difficult for him to get Sean Porter's timing down, because Sean, he offsets you because he feints you with the stutter step. I mean, so it's going to be tough, man. And once again, I don't know if Danny is going to be as gun shy as he was when he was in the ring with Keith Thurman. But if you really go back, I mean, you can even go back to Robert Guerrero. I mean, when he fought against Robert Guerrero, he turned more into the boxer. When he fought against Brandon Rios, I believe that he looked uncomfortable against a guy he should have dominated like decisively. And when he fought against,
you know what else?
And when he fought against Keith Thurman, he looked uncomfortable. Go ahead, B.
And you know what else, Dante? I just thought about when Zab Judah started pressuring him, he lost the last 4 or 5 rounds.
He lost the last, yeah. He had to hang on. He had to hang on for dear life in those last rounds. Yeah.
And my thing is, for me, I mean, I think Sean is 30, 31. I know they're about the same age, but it's like, how many times will fighters that like to apply a lot of pressure and throw a lot of punches, man, they burn. We don't know when they're going to burn out. Like, when is Sean going to have enough to put out that amount of energy to pressure Garcia to the point where, like, it's going to be a point where I think his cliff he's going to hit his cliff. I'm not saying it's going to be this fight. I hope it's not this fight. I hope it's not. I hope he gets the victory. But I'm just wondering, like, man, when is all these hard, tough fights with, even people that aren't even at this level, at the elite level, even with Granados? Granados is tough. Now, I'm not trying to disrespect Granados, but it's like you getting all these hard, tough fights. When, man, I'm thinking, man, he's going to hit a cliff at some point. I'm not saying it's going to be this fight, but yeah, I'm just, man, I hope he can. I think it's going to be a great fight, and I just hope it is, and I hope he can get the victory. But if I had to put money, I just couldn't put money on Sean on this one.
It's a close fight. Thanks for your call, bro. I'm gonna get to another one. Thanks for your call, bro. I'm gonna get to another one.
No problem.
Take care, man. All right, go ahead, B.
He said he have a lot of hard fights, man. But we got to keep in mind that he makes those fights hard. Because of his style.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Sean Porter said himself, if you're comfortable, I'm uncomfortable. So I want to make you uncomfortable. So I could be comfortable.
That's a good point. And that's what he's going to try to do with Danny.
Yeah, he said, I'm uncomfortable being uncomfortable and making you uncomfortable.
That's what it is. Hey, let's get to another call. We almost out of here, y'all. We got 301.
Hey, you can take your time, man.
Good looking, man. Because I know you out there working hard. My man Blue out there in New York covering the fight, working hard right now. You know, so
I'm trying to be like the big bro Dante, man. You already know what it is, man.
It's all love, family. We getting to the mountaintop. That new media mountaintop. That's what it is. But yeah.
Yes, sir.
And you know, and I want to create a distinction when I talk about new media. I want people to understand, you know, new media was not, you know, when I came up with new media, it wasn't supposed to be, you know, perceived as just a gang, a squad, a clique, a crew. New media is exactly what it suggests, what it sounds like. New media members. You know what I mean? People that show up to the fights, cover the fights, and interview these fighters, and give these fighters the credit that they deserve. You know what I'm saying? Ask the questions that old media won't ask because they're in alliance with certain fighters. You know, that's what new media was about. You know what I mean? So I just want to clear that up so people understand what it is. New media is exactly what it sounds like. New media. You know, so okay, with that being said, let's get with this. We got 301. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Yo, what's up, man? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. What's going on? What's your name?
All right, man. This is Mike Biggs Boxing. What's good, Blue Blood? What's good, Dante Boxing Nation?
Hey, I see you up in my comment section, man. That's what's up, family. What's going on, Mike?
Blue Mike.
What's shaking, Mike Biggs? What's up, HBJ Dog? All right, man. What's going on? I appreciate the work y'all putting in, man. I'm enjoying the show, and I'm learning new stuff as we go along, man. But for my pick, man, I'm gonna go with Porter on this one, man. He's due for one. He's due for a big decision, man. Maybe if anything, he's due for a knockout. You know what I'm saying? Because he's putting in that hard work, man. He's a hell of a guy, man. You know, just watching all the interviews he's giving out, especially the one he gave to Blue, man. He just looks so focused, man. He looks so much. He got so much energy, and he really wants this WBC belt. And I want to believe if he wins this fight that he'll give Errol Spence that shot.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a little fear in me that this fight might be a draw. Mm-hmm. And if that happens,
very possible.
My man ain't gonna never get a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very possible.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, well, I thought about it because I went up to the casino earlier and I really thought about it. So I went to the sports book. You know, I'm out here in Vegas, so you know I thought about it real hard. You know, but yeah, man, I could definitely see this being a draw. In my case, I hope it's not a draw, but yeah, I could see this being a draw. I mean, but once again, I could also see, but if I'm forced to lean, I'm starting to lean towards Sean Porter pulling away. I mean, it's either. I mean, this is how I see it. I see Sean starting to overwhelm Danny, and either Danny once again closes his eyes and catches Sean and knocks him out cold, or he throws that punch and misses and continues to miss, and Sean continues to dominate. I'm starting to see it that way. Danny is going to be very uncomfortable. We're going to see Danny tie up more than he's ever tied up before, you know, and Sean going to be over him like a Tasmanian devil, you know. So
and you know, and I can see because you remember Angel Garcia told me, he said, I'm going to be telling the refs, man. I could see a lot of complaining to the refs, like Andre Berto was complaining to the refs, man.
Yeah.
Okay, most definitely. Got to watch out for them headbutts.
Yeah.
I don't know why the other caller compared him to Rios, man. Because Rios, his pressures, he had pressures, but his punches like pillows. Man.
That was a terrible comparison. Terrible comparison.
Yeah. But yeah, I did see the frustration in Danny's face when he was being pressured. But Sean Porter gonna pressure the hell out that dude, man. And if Danny could time right, he can catch it with the left. But if he don't, he's gonna be a big problem all night long.
And you got to think about it too. I thought about it too, and I'm thinking about the Zab Judah fight. You know, he knocked Zab Judah down, but that was a flash knockdown. And for the rest of that fight, we've seen Zab Judah get knocked down before. And for the rest of that fight, He couldn't knock Zab Judah down. He couldn't really. He had him hurt, and he couldn't knock him out, man. And then when Zab was putting the pressure on, he was real second guessing himself, and he was real uncomfortable. And Sean's chin, Sean's athletic ability, and Sean ain't 35 like Zab Judah. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So-
Absolutely. Yeah, he was. Well, yeah. That was the end of that was the final stages of Zab's career. That was a shadow of Zab at that point. You know that. So yeah, man. Hey, well, bro. Hey, Mike. Thanks for your call, bro. I'm gonna try to get to another one. All right, Mike.
Cool, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man. Thanks a lot. Blue Blood, you my homie.
salute, Mike Big.
Salute, brother. Later.
Thanks for calling in, family.
Boy.
Thanks for calling in. And once again, somebody in the comment section said, Dante, unlock your super chat. If you guys know how to unlock it, let me know. Once again, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because I've been off air for so long and they put some kind of default settings that I don't know about. But there is no option. Usually my super chat is sitting there. I don't have any flags or any type of strikes on YouTube. The super strike option is just not there right now. So if you guys know anything about that, let me know. I'm going to do my homework and research that after the show. But yeah, let me once again here. Hey, anything else stood out, Blue? Before I take another call, anything else stood out with you covering the fight out there with everybody showing up? You got everybody out there too, right? Errol Spence.
Yeah. Everybody was there, man. You know, and Errol Spence's demeanor, man. He wants that fight, man.
He wants to fight.
Oh man, he wants that fight, man. I don't see nothing stop. Man, they gotta let him get in the ring, man. They gotta let him get in the ring, man.
They got to.
Yeah, man. And it's just. Keith Thurman was in the building. That was the rumor, but nobody saw him.
You said Keith Thurman was in the building.
Multiple people was reporting that he's there, man. Even people. I think I even heard Paulie said that he thought Keith was in the building. So
I heard he was.
They were saying he was there.
I heard he was supposed to be there. Hey guys, you guys were asking. Hey, I put my PayPal email down if you guys want to show the love. I see y'all. Somebody was asking in the comment section. So it's in the comment section. It's Dante562@gmail. So since my super chat is not working right now, if you guys still want to show the love, you guys can donate on my PayPal, Dante562@gmail.com. What was you about to say, Blue?
And Sean Porter, man, he said he's been wearing green and gold this whole entire time because for the represent that WBC strap. Said he ain't going home without it, man. That's why he been wearing green and gold leading up to the fight.
And we gave them some extra motivation, B.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
know we gave them some extra motivation because they was like,
yes, we did.
Yeah, they like, ain't no way we could lose this fight the way they was talking. The way they was talking, ain't no way we could lose this fight.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Danny Garcia body language. Although you can't read too much into it because I didn't like the body language of Vasil Lomachenko when he fought Rigondeaux, but we see how that turned out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But Danny Garcia, man, his body language, he was tense, man. He was, usually when you do a face-off, you know what I'm saying, they loose, they just stare at each other. He had a spitball the whole time, man, flexing and gritting his teeth and talking to Kenny.
Yeah, I noticed that. I thought that was kind of odd. I mean, I don't know if he's just not used to being in there with another father,
right.
Cheering on the fighter. I mean, I know he was in there with Robert Guerrero, but yeah,
right.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to tell what that really means until we see that first bell, the first round ring or the first bell ring, But
what else too? Before I forget, Dante.
What's up?
Marcellus Wilder is on the undercard too. Deontay's young brother.
What? Oh
man,
that's
Deontay's
big.
going to be in the building. Yeah, Deontay's going to be in the building as well.
Oh, that's big.
Oh, okay.
That's big.
Yeah.
See, man.
Yeah, Marcellus Wilder.
Like I'm saying, man, Al Heyman, man, done really changed the game, man. All of his fights are star-studded. You got celebrities all over the place. I mean, that's what I mean when I say the atmosphere is amplified compared to what it used to be like 10 years ago.
Right.
All these people showing up, all these celebrities showing up. It's really going down out there on the East Coast, man. And just period when it comes to the PBC series, man. So congrats to them. And once again, congrats to them getting that Fox deal prime time. And the Terrence Crawford fight, I just want to say that's not PBC, but I'm happy since I'm thinking about free TV. That's good news that Terrence Crawford versus Jose Benavidez is going to be on Prime ESPN. That's a good look, man. I'm glad that they done took these big fights away from HBO. And now we don't have to have this expensive paid subscription to watch the majority of these fights. You know what I mean? So it's going in the right direction, man. It's going in the right direction. Right. Let's try to take him. Go ahead, AK.
I was just gonna say what y'all think about, Al Heyman extending the contract with PBC, and him and Eddie Hearn. Eddie trying to take over the market in the U.S., but he finding out that it's not like the UK. You got competition here. You
got competition.
With basketball, football, and it's hard for them to even sign fighters. So I was trying to get y'all opinion on that.
You can start.
My thing is this, man. Yeah, my thing is this with it. I always tell people get it twisted when they say the zone versus the PBC. It's not the zone versus the PBC. I try to clarify for everybody. It's the zone versus ESPN. The zone is a sporting stream. They sport when you go to the zone. When I went to the zone opening, when I got at Anthony Joshua, when Joshua got off the stage, when the boxers got off the stage, MMA went on the stage. When the MMA came off the stage, soccer, they was announcing something with soccer. So it's the zone versus ESPN. What it is Matchroom and Eddie Hearn are under the zone, and everybody is thinking the zone versus PBC, but that's really not what it is. And at the end of the day, the zone gave him a contract, and it all equals out to this: $25 million a year budget. Al Heyman is playing checkers, and they playing chess. You know what I'm saying? And Al Heyman just yelled checkmate. He have $125 million a year budget for his fighters, compared to the zone and Matchroom $25 million a year budget. It is over.
What happened to the $1 billion? He said it was a $1 billion contract.
Yeah, well, it turned out to be like a 4-year, $25 million thing. So it's like a $200 million. What on the back end they could get some type of deal. I don't know what it is on the back end, but it all boils down to $25 million a year. He has to get to the fighters. When Al Heyman now has $125 million, so he been quadrupled the amount that he could spend on fighters a year, man. And he already has the fighters. It's over. It's checkmate.
Yeah, and Eddie approach is to sign fighters by overpaying them, but most Al Heyman fighters are overpaid. Like, they getting paid very well, and they getting fights that they want. Most of them are.
Yeah.
So,
and we got to remember. And we got to remember. Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum took Al Heyman to court for overpaying fighters.
Mm-hmm.
And now, he got an even bigger budget now.
He got an even bigger budget.
Could you imagine?
And now, now Fox
got all the fighters.
Now Fox is paying Al Heyman as opposed to him having to pay for slots on the networks, right? So I mean,
and not to mention, Dante, they gave him 52 weeks.
Yeah. I mean,
so that means he could put on a fight every weekend,
every single weekend, and we're getting good fights, good fights. What happened 2 years ago, man? Blue, I don't know if you remember, but about 2-3 years ago, man. You had the fans that was talking so bad about Al Heyman. People were afraid. I remember even YouTubers. There were even black YouTubers. They were afraid to even give credit to Al Heyman because they were worried about the backlash. And I'm looking at it like, wait a minute. Are you guys not seeing what I'm seeing right here? This man put Keith Thurman and Robert Guerrero on prime television. We never seen fights like this in this era, in this generation. And it just continued. It continued that way. And now 2018 is bigger than it was 2-3 years ago. I mean, the man is a genius. You got Bob Arum trying to follow his lead now. Bob was talking about his numbers. I remember Bob was trying to diss Al Heyman's the numbers that he was doing. When Al was doing like 2, 3, 4, 5 million, Bob was saying that's nothing. Those numbers are weak. But now Bob Arum is doing numbers less than that on the same networks, free TV. You know what I mean? And I would never say that Bob's numbers are weak. anytime you got over 1 million people watching the fight, it's good as far as I'm concerned. But you just got to watch what you say because it just may come back and bite you. You know what I mean? And that's really what happened. But yeah, man, Al Heyman, man,
it's amazing, and it's amazing, right? Everybody was saying, "Oh, it's not going to work." And, you know, that's yesteryear, and he's putting fights on free TV. Now everybody putting fights on free TV.
Yeah. They said I told you guys, Bob Arum, he told me about what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, he would never work with Al Heyman. I said, but wouldn't that help the sport grow? Wouldn't that be for the betterment of the sport for you guys to work together? He said no, and he walked away right in the middle of my interview. He was pissed off that I even asked the question. Fast forward present day, now Bob Arum is saying in interviews, well, yeah, I would love to work with Al Heyman. There's a lot of good fights that we could put together. So everybody has turned their words around. I'm going to go ahead and say this because I was going to do a separate video about this. But even one of the old media members, a guy by the name of Steve Kim, he for 2 years, this guy was tweeting trying to push that propaganda. One of the tweets he put out, he said, hey guys, this is no lie, I'm not kidding. PBC, they sent me an email and I put it in my spam folder, right? You fast forward to present day, he done took them emails out of his spam folder because now he's covering PBC fights. Ain't that nothing? Ain't that nothing? Man, I'm telling you, that's what you call, that's a good feeling type story movie right there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Those type of movies, you know what I'm saying, where the guy just gets dogged out throughout the whole movie. And at the end, he the last one laughing. That's what type of movie.
And you know what else I want to talk about too, Dante, man? Now that Al Heyman got an even bigger contract, you remember the Wilder and Joshua conversation, they kept saying, well, where's he getting the funds from? Where the $50 million from? Where's Al Heyman?
Hold on, say that again. I had the audio. Say it one more time. I didn't hear you. Say it again, Blue.
You remember everybody kept screaming when Deontay Wilder offered Joshua $50 million. Oh, well, where's he getting $50 million from? Where's Al Heyman getting it from? BBC don't have $50 million. They don't have this. Now I made a video, and I said, well, now we see where the proof of funds comes from, right? Now I get people in the comment section talking about, well, that $50 million wasn't coming from Al Heyman. It was coming from Frank Warren.
Yeah, see? Man, I mean, it's just so many different directions we can go with this. And I want to say real quick, I see everybody talking in the comment section. Me and Ego, shout out to Ego. We actually talked about the Steve Kim tweets and everything like 2 days ago because I was in the middle of actually doing my PBC video. I was doing a video about the Fox deal, and I ended up I got busy, I got tied up, and I never finished the video. And I was actually asking because well, anyway, I thought we knew about these tweets. We knew about these tweets, and I asked Ego where that tweet was. So Ego, he had sent it to me, and then I said I was going to do a video on it. So yeah, so I got a full video, my video. So Ego, he already did a video on this. My video is coming out next. You know, so like I said, man, this is why you don't base things off of emotion. And you just, you don't use your logic. You base things on logic, not emotion. You know what I'm saying? You try to drive a car with clouded vision, you most likely gonna end up in an accident. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. I mean, that was a reckless thing to say, irresponsible thing to say, especially as a professional media member. I mean, you just think about the situation. I mean, Blue, can you imagine me or you saying some stuff like, Top Rank sent me they sent me an email. They want me to cover their fights. I threw that in the trash. I ain't had no time for that. Yeah, you would never hear us say nothing like that because first of all, even if it's the smallest card, even if it's somebody that's just getting started and they don't have a big name, I would never air them out and say, yeah, they wanted me to cover their fight and I threw that in the trash. That just came back to really bite dude in the ass. That was really disrespectful. It was really unprofessional. And now he got to sneak in there and hope that nobody knows that he was dissing them for 2 years. Just going on his Twitter, like dedicating his Twitter to PBC, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
what
man.
I tell people, man, if people forget this, man, it's for the betterment of the sport of boxing. Are you a boxing fan?
You know, like you just said, stop letting your emotions play part. Are you a boxing fan? It's just like I tell people all the time when I'm talking about Anthony Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to come a time when Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua are not going to be around anymore, and it's going to be on to the next.
Uh-huh.
And it's for the betterment of the sport of boxing. We want to see the best fight the best.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, I have nothing personal against Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and DAZN. Nothing personal against them. Not at all. I have an issue with them lying and trying to act like Deontay Wilder is the reason the fight didn't happen. No, we can't have that because we want to see the best fight the best. And if we let these propagandas and these agendas continue to be pushed, right, we are letting them hurt the sport of boxing, and then we're not living up to what we're supposed to live up as new media.
As new media, all day.
Hey, yo, Dante.
What's up?
Dante.
Who's this?
This is J-Dog.
What's up, Jay?
First I wanted to shout you and Ego out. 78, y'all inspired me to start my channel. So I did start my channel, start dropping vids.
Congrats, man.
Appreciate it. And another thing is, can you mod out my other CSM HB J-Dog account?
Yes, I seen that. I didn't understand what you meant. What you said? You said, can I add it as a moderator? Is what you're saying, basically. Okay, yeah. When just send a message, especially when I first start the show, or send me, or I'll hit you up on Facebook to let you know when I'm going live again. Well, you know we're gonna do the actual radio show on Sunday, so you know what? Just put it in the comment section now. Put it in the comment section now, and I'll go ahead and add it. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, I'm going to jump back in the comment section, man. It was good talking to you fellas. Man, salute to you. Salute to Blues. Salute to H.A., man. You know, like I said, man, you the one got me back into the point where I fell back in love with the actual sport of boxing. So, you know what I'm saying? I just really wanted to salute you on that. And I'm going to jump back in the comment section and put a comment under my other account.
Okay, for sure. That'll work. That'll work.
All right, man.
All right, man.
All right, man. Salute to y'all brother.
All right, man. See you in a minute, man. All right, bro. Yep. Yeah, man. So yeah, that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. And here, before I take another call, let me see. Let me look at the comment section real quick. The phone lines are still on fire. Let me see here. Let me see this. So so I'm gonna go. I'll take a call and I'll try to glance at the comment section and add my man J Dog's second account as a moderator. Let me see here. Let's go ahead and take another call. Who we got here? We got 904. 904. What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
This is Jay from Jacksonville. What up?
What's going on, Jay? What's good with you?
Y'all remember me, man? Super Decaf.
Oh, Super D. Are you the one that picked Lomachenko?
Yeah, man. I picked Lomachenko.
That's cool. That's cool. What's going on, man? What's going on?
Man, I was just going on and on, and I was like, once you had kicked me off the phone lines, I had deleted you from my channel, and then I had subscribed back to you because I had subscribed back to you because I had wanted to hear what you had wanted to say about these fights, and I hear you had picked Sean Porter to beat Danny Garcia. So you going for Danny Garcia? So you believe Danny gonna win? Yeah, Danny is gonna win, man. I'm telling you, man. Like I hate like when people was going on and on about how I don't know nothing about boxing, and I predicted exactly what was gonna happen. You can look at the dates and you can look at when I predicted. I told you exactly what was gonna happen. I didn't know Rigondeaux was gonna quit, but I told everybody exactly what was gonna happen. He was gonna embarrass Rigondeaux, and that's exactly what happened. What? So if I don't know nothing about boxing, I hate to see what the actual fans of your channel is. They must be Burt Sugars. All your fans must be Burt Sugars. No, they think I don't know boxing. But predictions is different than your everyday talking about boxing. Those are two different things. I mean, it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 flip of a coin when you're picking a fight. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that you just randomly guessed it, but I'm saying certain things that you talk about is what makes people say, not the fact that you picked Lomachenko. Lomachenko was the favorite to actually win that fight. So it's not like you picked the underdog and you were like, one out of, a lot of people to pick Lomachenko. He was the favorite to win the fight. It was actually when your channel was up, I could remember. I remember countless comments saying that Rigondeaux was going to stop Lomachenko. He was going to break his jaw like he did the guy. Oh yeah, no. There was a lot of people who thought he was going to win, but I'm just saying he was the in the sport. I'm saying in the sport book he was the favorite. I'm just saying Lomachenko was the favorite.
Because
And Regan,
and I think he was the favorite because Rigo had to move up 2 weight classes. I think that's why they had him as the favorite. But you're right. A lot of people in the comment section did think that Rigo was going to win the fight. So yeah.
Yeah, you can't ignore the fact all the disadvantages Regan Diaz had, but his fans believe in Regan Diaz. Regan Diaz, they thought he could pull it off. But Loma is that good too. You don't just move up 2 weight divisions and fight a 2-time Olympian.
Yeah.
But
this fight is more of a 50-50 fight than that one because both fighters are on an even playing field.
Not to mention the piggyback what you just said, AK. Piggyback what you just said. Not to mention, we know 9 times out of 10, a great big man beats a great little man.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's really not that prediction is not. You ain't go out on a limb.
Well, I said like this. I'll say the exact same thing for Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia. Lomachenko will beat Mikey Garcia, and people don't like to hear that because they think Mikey Garcia is just like the next big thing. They don't want him to fight Errol Spence, but they think he's the next big thing. And Lomachenko will beat Mikey just like he beat Rigondeaux. He probably wouldn't do it as an easier fashion. He probably wouldn't quit on him, but he's definitely going to beat Mikey Garcia.
But why do you think he doesn't want the fight though? Why do you think Loma doesn't want the fight right now though?
Because he just got injured, and then he's probably going to fight like one more guy before he fights Mikey Garcia. They'll probably move up again because he knows, even though he's moved up pretty good, he's not going to move up really good because he's not really all that big for 140.
So are you predicting that Loma will call out Mikey eventually because he has a fight coming up, and so are you predicting that we're going to get an announcement or he's going to go on his Instagram and saying after this guy I'm gonna fight Mikey or what? Are you predicting that?
No, I'm not going to do that because I thought Sean Porter. I thought Danny Garcia was going to call for Keith Thurman or Sean Porter or Errol Spence right after he beat Brandon Rios, but it didn't look like anybody was going to call for it. Even though the fight is not done with Garcia and Porter, they already said they probably going to have 2 mandatories. So I'm not going to say anything because they probably not even going to call out Errol Spence. I don't believe, even though Danny Garcia got a very good resume, I don't believe he would have fought Keith Thurman if he didn't get in that ring. After he beat Samuel Vargas, I don't think he would have called him out because he know Angel Garcia gonna be like, take the easier fights. I'm not gonna fight this tough fight. So, like I said, man, I be preaching, but I know what I'm talking about when they tell me this boxing game, whether y'all would have said it or not, man.
Well, I mean, what you said, like I said, the Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter fight, it's a 50-50 fight. And if you recall, even when you had told me you picked Lomachenko, I had even told you in that interview that it is very possible that Lomachenko could win the fight because it was that type of competitive fight. This is the same ones. This is the same type of fight. So I mean, like I said earlier, I picked Sean Porter when this fight was first announced, and then later on, I picked Danny Garcia. Now I'm going back to picking Sean Porter. So it's a close fight. It would not surprise me if Danny Garcia wins the fight, but I just think that he's gonna have a hard time dealing with the pressure. I think he's gonna be uncomfortable with the pressure of Sean Porter because of the range.
The thing about Sean Porter, he has really good feet. He has really good skill. The thing about him, he just sits down too much. And if you know what I mean by sit down, he's like, if you look like when he's fighting, it looks like he's squatting. And that's the reason he can't get off so good because he has to raise up, then cover that distance. I mean, like, nobody ever taught this guy you can just dance on your toes and then easily get off. He needs to watch some footage of somebody like Dwight Muhammad Kawi, who doesn't really have to use all that movement to box. You can move around and box, but you don't get off as good because you're squatting. You have to get up, then close that distance. And that's the reason Danny Garcia is going to beat him. He's going to the punch that's going to make the difference is his right hook and his left hook to the body. He's going to beat Danny Garcia, not by knockout. He's going to beat him by unanimous decision.
Okay.
Oh, and a quick note, you say that a lot of people was favoring Lomachenko to win. I don't really know any other big white channels on YouTube except for Thunderdome. But almost every channel I know was saying that Lomachenko was winning. You had 78 Sports basically crying once he got stopped because I could see the comments.
No, but what I told you, I said he was the betting favorite. I said that Lomachenko was the betting favorite. I told you there was a lot of people picking Rigo, but he was the betting favorite. Just like Danny Garcia is the betting favorite in the Sean Porter fight. See, a lot of people don't know that, but Danny Garcia is the betting favorite, and he's a pretty good, and you know, he's a pretty good plus. You know, so yeah, you know, that's what it is.
Mostly what we talked about is us predicting the underdog. Because you got to remember, Rigondeaux was the underdog. He was inactive. He wasn't as active as Lomachenko or any other fighter. He was being blackballed. He had to jump up 2 weight classes because the fighters such as Carl Prince and Leo Santa Cruz and these dudes right in and around his division would not fight him. So he was inactive. He did not have a lot of fights. You know, he's getting up in age. And we were just picking the underdog. We were actually, you know, it was the underdog story. You know, he deserves to win that fight. Reason being is because the sport of boxing and the politics that be did Guillermo Rigondeaux dirty in the sport of boxing, man. He been blackballed. You know, so
well, no doubt
you
about
gotta
it.
remember, picking Vasil Lomachenko. Vasil Lomachenko was the front runner at that fight.
Yep. Hey,
but so, let me ask you guys. Well, can I ask you guys one question?
Real quick.
If Lomachenko,
real quick, and I'm gonna get to another caller. But go ahead.
Okay, if Lomachenko beats Mikey Garcia, do you think he belongs in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, of course. It doesn't. I mean, you got fighters that's nowhere near as talented as Lomachenko that are in the Hall of Fame. Rocky Balboa is in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he is.
So yeah, I mean, of course he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame right now. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Arturo Gatti is in the Hall of Fame.
Who?
Arturo Gatti.
Yeah, Arturo Gatti. Yeah, so the answer is
and
yes.
We know that Arturo Gatti, he got his own segment for getting beat up on Jim Lampley's show.
Yeah. and let Jim Lampley tell it. You know, he was pound for pound the best fighter on the Gatti list. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he's the greatest because he named him after the Gatti list. So he's pound for pound the greatest of the Gatti list. You know, so
it's because he died.
Yeah, no, that's because of his style. It was because of his style, though. But thanks. Hey, call in again, bro. I'm gonna get to another one. All right, man.
All
right. Take care, man. All right. So yeah, that was Super Decaf right there. I didn't name him. He named himself, so we could call him Super Decaf. So go ahead, AK.
Dante, you out here blocking people, man. He had to get 3 accounts to watch your videos, man.
You heard what dude said. It's funny how people admit certain things, right? He said, I unsubscribed to you and then I resubscribed to you. It's just a confession, man. It's a confession booth over here. You know, these decals be telling the truth. This is the kind of stuff that I be saying they be actually doing. And then this dude called in and actually confessed to it. So, but hey, man, but it's all love. It's all boxing talk. I appreciate him calling in. Shout out to Super Decaf, man.
At least he had the guts and the gall to come on and actually say, he said it.
Yeah. It's all love. It's all love, man. Like I said, man, decafs need love too, and they gonna get that love. They gonna get that education for free over here. You know, you gonna get that grant. You gonna get that grant. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta pay it back. You gonna get that education. You gonna get that course. You know, so that's what it is, man.
It's just barbershop conversation. That's all it is. You know?
That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. You know.
Hey, but some barbershop conversations turn into fist fights, man.
What I couldn't hear you. What you say? Blue?
I said some barbershop conversations turn into fist fights.
Yeah, that's true. It was a story in Russia. It was a story in Russia where some Russians was telling some guy who was a big fan of the Klitschko brothers. And it was a Russian telling him that Mike Tyson would have destroyed the Klitschkos. And this dude pulled out a gun and shot the dude and killed him for saying that. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was so loyal. He was so loyal to his country. And this is what I mean when I say every other country is allowed to be loyal to their own countrymen. You know what I mean? Except for black people in America. You know, you gotta hide. You gotta hide that, you think. Like I said, I couldn't even say that Robert Easter versus Mikey Garcia was a 50-50 fight. Do you know that the Mikey Garcia fans took offense to that? And I'm talking about serious offense. You know, they was gang banging with flags and everything up in the comment section for me saying that. I had to say Mikey destroys him, and that's all is to it. It couldn't even be 50-50, because I could see if I would have said Robert gonna beat his ass. Mikey Garcia ain't nothing. He ain't nothing. Who he even fought? Robert gonna kill him. See, if I would have went Skip Bayless and said something like that, then I could see you been upset. But just to say it's a 50-50 fight when you have an undefeated champion, so, I'm not going to go deeper into it, but you guys get the point.
Dante, see, they take credit away from Mikey by doing that, because
absolutely.
If it's a 50-50 fight, then you're giving, Mikey a lot of credit when he
wins. When he wins.
But when you're saying Mikey gonna knock him out easy, Robert Easter is a bum, he ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Last fight he almost got knocked out by a bum. So you just basically saying Mikey beat another bum.
Beat another bum. He beat another easy opponent. Yeah, it wasn't a challenge. It was a cherry pick. It's basically what they saying.
They not helping Mikey Garcia case.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's a decaf for you. People that do not think with their brains. They're thinking with their heart. They're thinking with their emotions, with passion. You throw.
I had one dude tell me when I was talking about that. He gonna tell me. I said, no, that's the issue with the UK. He said, well, ain't blacks argument? They're not even from. They were forced to come to the United States.
You kind of breaking up. You breaking up just a little bit, Blue. You breaking up just a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit better. Yeah.
I had one dude tell me in my conversation. He told me, he said, "Oh, well, because he was talking about the UK," and I said, "Listen, the prices for the fights in the UK is totally different for the states." He said, "Well, you defending the United States, and black people was from Africa. Ain't that everybody's complaint?
Yeah.
That black people was dragged over to the states."
What?
Yeah.
I didn't hear the I just heard the end of it. You kind of broke up just a little bit. He said something about black people from Africa. What did he say?
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. Reporting or exposing somebody as being a racist, then they have a problem with it. I mean, but that's a long conversation when you talking about being dragged over from Africa and all this kind of stuff. The bottom line is, if you've been, let's just talk about that just real quick. If you've been living in this country for 400 years and no other country, it doesn't matter if you love the country you're from or not. It's a fact that you're all American. That's like your mom. You could hate your parents. They could have treated you like crap, but technically that's still your mother, though. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you can't just say, oh, that's not really my mom because the way she treated me, she didn't buy me nothing when I was little. She whipped my ass for stuff I didn't do. So technically that's not my mom. So that's the kind of argument when you try to say, oh, you're not even, it's not even really your country because of this and this and that. No. You all American. When your mama's mama is from America, you American. Just like if all your family is from New York, you Brooklyn till you die. You know what I'm saying? You can't change that if that's where you're from. It doesn't matter if you like it. It doesn't matter if you like it or you hate it. It's a fact that that's what you are. You know what I mean? So yeah, but they think that it's supposed to be offensive to bring up Africa and tie that in, and that's just some subliminal type of stuff is what that really is. It tells you what type of
know what it is.
Yeah, it tells you what type of conversations they have with their friends.
When they lose an argument and don't have the smart points to point out, they start bringing up taking shots because they got nothing else to say.
Yeah,
so
yeah, of course. Change the subject because it had nothing to do with Blue just was saying. That had nothing to do with what he was just saying. But it just shows you. Right. It shows you what his true colors are. So anyway. Here, let's try to take another. And sorry, there once again YouTube is tripping. There was a little bit of an interruption. The stream I guess stopped and is back connected, I believe. But with that being said, let's take another call. We have what is it? We have 916. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man? Hello? I could barely hear you, bro.
My name is Frankie. I'm originally from Long Beach.
Long Beach. What's your name?
Frankie.
Frankie from Long Beach. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
I'm originally from Long Beach, but I stayed out of Stack now.
Where did you go? You went to Poly? You went to Jordan? Wilson? What?
I left when I went to Stevens and I moved out to Sacramento.
No, I went to Stevens. That's the junior high I went to. Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. But
Yeah, and
what's on your mind?
yeah, man. No, I just want to appreciate got a few comments and a question at the end. I appreciate the commentary that you and Ego always have. Kind of, I'm a fan of you guys. Not
Thank
so
you.
much. The interview is cool too, but just the commentary you guys have is always entertaining, whether I agree with it or not.
I appreciate it.
But no, I just want to touch base, going back to Lomachenko, and one thing that I just can't get over is the fact that this guy, he gets pushed so hard by HBO, which they should. That's their fighter. But I feel like even kind of like the media get brainwashed by this guy, because I feel like people are talking about him like they've never seen a guy with like good footwork. You know what I mean? A guy that's been slick like that. I mean, shit like people don't remember Sweet Steve or Floyd at 130, 135. You know what I mean? It's like something he's doing. It's not like something I've never seen. You know what I mean? And it kills me the fact that people don't bring up the fact that this guy turned pro at 25. I mean, so he had been beating kids up for years. You know what I mean? So let's not act like he's doing something like out of this world. You know what I mean? And then people don't go back to the guy he beat. Mikey Garcia fought these guys. I'm saying he put them down a couple years before he did. All right. So let's bring.
And he never gave Toledo a rematch either. Toledo, all he asked was for a 50-50 split, and Lomachenko never took that rematch.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what?
Absolutely.
Dog like got paid. He was asking for a lot more money, but Aaron didn't want to pay that, which is fine. I mean, you know what? If honestly, as Toledo, that beat his talk up because he beat a guy that supposedly is a second coming. You know what I mean? And he still has that one win over him. You know what I mean? So shit, I ain't mad at him. So eating whatever, he's still getting paid. He's still getting paid. But just going back to just Mikey, Mikey. Every time they bring up Mikey in an interview with Lomachenko, I feel like he kind of half-steps on the answers. You know what I mean? Even when they're translating, I don't know Russian, but it just seems like he kind of just weary of that. But he's, down to call David and all these other young guys.
Yeah, he's hesitant.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I just kind of, it irritates me. Another thing that I saw some months ago where they were, comparing on ESPN whether Loma could have beat Floyd at 135. And, I mean, you guys, this Floyd was a fucking beast. I mean,
and that was
Gotti
was
like, it was ridiculous. I mean, I've never seen somebody like throw those many combinations and just land probably every single one, and just with the speed and the ferocity, it was ridiculous.
And but it goes all the way. It goes all the way back to Jack Johnson. Them looking for somebody to beat Jack Johnson. They go to the Alfalfa farm, and and they find Jim Jeffries. That's basically what Dan Raphael was saying. Like, I wish I had someone to beat this guy. You know what I mean? So let's play fantasy matchup, and if we finally got somebody that could at least beat him in a fantasy. Nobody could beat him right now, but in my fantasy matchup, my guy would have won, and that's pretty much what Dan was doing.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I've always.
But what's crazy?
What was that?
Yeah. But what's crazy is if you're talking about him beating Floyd Mayweather, how about fight the next closest thing to Floyd, which is Crawford? If you're talking about you about to move to 140,
that ain't gonna happen.
Great point.
Crawford fought, he just focused on 140. So why you don't beat the guy the closest thing to Floyd right now, which is Crawford? And,
that ain't gonna happen, bro. He's big. He's too skilled. But I got one question. And I'll go. I've always, a big boxing fan. I've always wanted them to make movies after certain boxers. So I was gonna wonder what top 3 boxers would you guys want a movie made about? I got my 3. I mean, to me, my favorite boxer of all time is Mike Tyson. That's one. I know they already did one in the 90s, but I don't think they did it justice. Another one, I think a crazy one would be B-Hop. I think that'd be a real dope one. And then I think the biggest one where people would be like, damn, this is fucking crazy, would be Jack Johnson. And just watching the documentary that he had on PBS some years ago, it's called Unforgivable Back to Blackness.
Yeah.
That's like Floyd Mayweather, fucking Muhammad Ali, in the sense that, not politically, but just didn't give a fuck. It was like, you're going to treat me as So I think that was dope. So
it's so many great movies, so many great stories. I mean, I was just watching the Sonny Liston documentary the other day. You know, I mean, the way the police, the police, they hated him. He used to beat up police officers. Can you imagine that? A black man beating up police officers back in the 60s or whatever it was. You know, I mean, and he had to leave his city because they was harassing the hell out of him. Every time they seen him come out, they was harassing him. He went to jail like 50 times or something like that. But he has a good story. Of course, it's tied in with Muhammad Ali. I still think Tim Bradley. I think Tim Bradley has a great story. You know, I mean,
really, I don't really know too much about him. Like, I don't know about his dad and everything. But have you guys seen like the documentary on Jack Johnson?
Oh, of course, Unforgivable Blackness. Of course, that's one of the main movies that I've always wanted to see.
I think one of the best lines for me is the fact when he was like driving his fancy car or whatnot, and he was somewhere in the South, and the cop pulled him over and was like, "That's gonna be $50."
And he said, "Well, charge me 100. Charge me 100 because I'm going back the same speed." Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I already know. Yeah. He was
Yeah.
cold.
And you know what other movie I like that's overrated, man?
Which one?
That's underrated, should I say? The Hurricane, man.
Reuben Hurricane. No one talk about that movie. It was it was depressing when he was in jail though. But yeah, it was a good movie. It was a good movie, man. Yeah.
Man. But thanks for your time. You know what I mean? So you guys have a good one. I appreciate the conversation.
Hey, thanks for calling in, family. Thanks for calling in, man.
Hey, Dante, just to touch on a point he pointed out. Crawford and Lomachenko fight on the same network. Now, SBN keep pushing the agenda of Lomachenko being #1 pound for pound. Bob Arum doing the same thing when they both got, they got Crawford and Lomachenko on the network. But when you compare every weight division from, 135 compared to Lomachenko 126, Crawford did better work. 140, he unified all the belts. Lomachenko only got, if I recall, only one belt. And, 147. So far, Crawford looked better. When he moved up, he knocked out Hearns with ease. Lomachenko moved up and he struggled. So Crawford is so ahead of the game and he undefeated. Et cetera. But still, let them tell it. Lomachenko is #1 pound for pound, which absolutely makes no sense. I can understand if Crawford is with the PBC and they want to promote their fighter, so they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Lomachenko is #1." But when y'all both have, when SBN has both fighters and y'all still pushing, Lomachenko as the #1 pound for pound when we know he's not, that's when it's suspect.
Yeah, that's when it's suspect. And to go back on that point you made when you said if they're comparing him to Floyd Mayweather and Dan is saying he would beat Floyd Mayweather, then yeah, like you just said, if that's the case, why aren't you telling us that he would beat Terrence Crawford? Why didn't Dan say that? Because Dan knows that fight can actually happen. See, that's why they want to bring up a fight that they know will never happen. Because there's no way you could be wrong. There's no way, basically, it could bite you in the ass, basically. But when it comes to Errol Spence, but see, the thing is, when you have Lomachenko and you have Terrence Crawford, these are the two fighters that we're trying to figure out who's the best. And at one point they were only 2 divisions, away from each other. We all know the fighters that dared to be great, they moved up 2 weight classes to fight a fighter like that. You know what I'm saying?
Not to mention, Dante, they waited till Terrence Crawford moved up a division, and they didn't moved up a division. So he could have moved up.
Yeah, he could have moved up.
Only 5 pounds separated.
Of course.
Could have did a catchweight.
But once again,
exactly.
And Lomachenko knew how good Terrence was, because you guys remember when everybody was debating and disputing who the best fighter in the world was, Lomachenko said it was Terrence Crawford. You guys remember that? He said it was Terrence Crawford. Yeah. And he talked about how impressive he is and et cetera, et cetera. So he never really felt he can beat someone like that. So that's why the comparison is just, it's out of line. It's out of line.
And his team also said, and I think you reported it, Dante, when they said, we not interested in a Crawford fight, and we will never move up and fight him, or something close to that.
They said something close to that.
They came out and stated that they don't want no smoke with Crawford. And Crawford himself, when he came out, called out everybody, you know, from Errol Spence to Lomachenko. He said, if Lomachenko is the number 1 pound for pound, bring him up to me. Don't try to take my title from me without, you know, if you want to take my title away from me, fight me, you know, take it away from me in the ring, not just by, you know, biased opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, man, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys. Blue, anything you want to close out with?
Nah, man, just tune in, man. The sport of boxing is far from dead. Don't listen to the nonsense when people say the sport of boxing is dead, man. This is some of the best times in the sport of boxing, man. Let's cherish these moments, man, because, you know, just like we had the Hagler-Hearns era, you know, this era, I keep mentioning it, and I know a lot of people say, oh, you crazy, but guess what? People were saying when in that era, when we were saying Hagler, Hearns, Duran, and Leonard, was when we was comparing that to the yesteryear with Muhammad Ali, everybody was saying the same thing. That wasn't a golden era. Well, guess what, fellas? We in another golden era. We got Terrence Crawford, we got Errol Spence, we got Sean Porter, we got Danny Garcia. We got a lot of fighters in the welterweight division, man, and we need to cherish this time, man. The heavyweight division is booming. How many times could we say that?
Wow.
We had the heavyweight division booming. We had the welterweight division booming. We had the junior welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? The middleweight division. We got all these divisions booming right now, man. Let's appreciate it, live in the time, and be honest, man.
Real talk, and since you just said that, let me add on top of that. It's funny because I was just thinking to myself today, Blue, that it's crazy because I think it was from 2015, maybe 2015 on, where that was like the best year of boxing. And then 2016 continued where 15 left off. And then it just continued to progress. And now every single year, and that has a lot to do with Al Heyman. So congratulations once again to Al Heyman, because since he entered the game, we've been getting all type of terrific fights. 80% of the best fights we getting this year is through PBC and Al Heyman. So like my man just said, cherish the fact. I mean, now there's been times where I go to the gym and I look up and I see fights. I see big name fights. You know, Pacquiao fighting, Terrence Crawford fighting, and it's up on the TV. It's in the bars. It's in the restaurants. You know, so we bringing boxing back to the mainstream. You know, and it has a lot to do with Al Heyman, and new media ain't hurting the situation. You know, so
and like I said, Dante, how many eras can we say? You know, as much as we get on Anthony Joshua, well, we got Anthony Joshua, we got Deontay Wilder, we got Dillian White, we got Tyson Fury. You know, the heavyweight division is booming. Then you go to the middleweights. You got Triple G, we got Danny Jacobs, we got the Charlo brothers. You know, we got Billy Joe Saunders, we got Demetrius Andrade. Then you could go down to junior middleweight at 54. We got Hurd and Jamel Charlo on the collision course. Then you go to welterweight. You know, it just don't stop. Now to the lower weights, we got Gary Russell, we got Leo Santa Cruz, we got Carl Frampton, we got all these dudes, man. We got to appreciate this time and era in boxing that we in, man.
And congrats to whoever basically came up with that great idea of the World Boxing Super Series. That was a great idea, great concept. And once again, we're seeing a lot of these fighters, a lot of fights that we wouldn't have seen this soon. You know, they're going to be fighting against each other. So, yeah, you know, boxing is on the up, man. You know, people always try to say boxing is dead. Boxing has never died and has always done better numbers than the UFC overall. You know, so.
And not to mention, look at the good hands we got in it. The people coming behind it. We got Devin Haney. We got Shakur Stevenson. We got Teofimo Lopez.
Goodness. Yeah.
Come on, man. It just gets better and better.
Yeah, it gets better and better.
We got Ryan Garcia.
You got Ryan Garcia. Yeah. The new Golden Boy. Ryan Garcia is the new Golden Boy of Golden Boy. So no, it don't stop.
Tank Davis, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's exciting, man.
It don't stop. It don't stop.
I feel like I think Shakur has great potential. I don't know. I feel like I always seen great timing by him. You know, he fights like he's a 25-year-old fighter instead of a 20-year-old fighter. And
who's that? Ryan Garcia?
No, Shakur Stevenson.
Oh, Shakur Stevenson.
Garcia, I don't even think he's gonna make it to a world champion level, man. Not the way he looked his last fight.
Yeah.
Hey, AK, man. Let me ask you. I always feel like Ryan Garcia, and no disrespect to Ryan Garcia, but he's like a poor man's Amir Khan to me.
Yeah.
getting hurt by his jab. I was watching y'all, show that y'all did last time, and yeah, like y'all was just like I pointed out, getting hurt by a jab by a non-power puncher. That's not a good sign at all. And every time he throws a punch, his chin up in the air. No upper body movement. And he's just on Instagram, doing these cool things, but that promotes you, but you're not in the gym working hard. I feel like he needed more focus on his craft, and because if you don't fix these little mistakes, he would not make it to a world title level because, throwing a hook and dropping your right hand while doing so, that's simple mistakes. You can't be making simple mistakes at this level, and he'd be making too many mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, once again, he still has potential, but hopefully he listening to us, and hopefully his trainers is telling him the same thing we saying right now, to help him improve, so, but damn, yeah, they going in on that.
And I don't want to throw shade, I take it back. He could get better, but he got a lot to work on. I say that. Like when I watch Shakur Stevenson, I see he's a fighter. I could hardly find, any kind of critique on him.
Yeah.
So, when you watch Ryan Garcia, you see so many mistakes, and you're like, what he been doing this whole time on the come up.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. By way of contrast, yeah, if you look at Shakur Stevenson, you see the type of potential to where you could see him being pound for pound top 5, one of the best fighters in the world, maybe in two years.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's true, man. That's true, man. But anyway, guys,
I just want to say one last thing. Blue Blood Boxing TV. I just want to say, man, I'm a fan of your channel. You keep it real. You keep it 100. Not just on YouTube, but when you actually meet these fighters, you keep it 100, and that shows your true character. And I commend you for that. And
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you already know. And Dante, man, we'll come back.
All day.
Now we can get the show started because, you've been slacking, man. But, I know you had too much fun out there.
Oh, way too much fun. I'm actually going back, man, but I'm bringing my studio
equipment. No.
I'm bringing my studio equipment.
we gonna have to put a tracking device on Dante, man.
Man. Hey, man, it go down like a plane crash out there. We gonna talk more about that on Dante's Travel Nation. But anyway, man, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, y'all. Yes, sir. So hey, y'all, make sure y'all tune in. Like I said, this was just a random live stream, but we got the radio show. You don't want to miss the radio show, because it go down. You never know who gonna call in. Blue will tell you, Kenny just called us up in the middle of the show. That wasn't routine. That wasn't scripted or nothing. Kenny just called us up in the middle of the show because he heard us talking about him. You know what I mean? And then we had Ticket TV called in. So we had all kind of fun, man. You never know what's going to happen on this show, man. So tune in. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Blue Blood Sports TV. He's out there in New York. I'm out here in the headquarters. I'm out here in Las Vegas right now. But Blue, he covering this fight this weekend. You got your boy Arab A King, my man AK Arab King. Subscribe to his channel as well, man. And I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, and wrap it up. I'll see you guys on Sunday, man. See you guys on Sunday. That's what it is, man. You guys already know what it is, man. It's the nation. Yes, sir. All day. Let's get up out of here. Yep.
Yep.
Peace.